Georgia way. That Georgia way.
All right, Tattoo. So why are you still holding on to your balloon?
Because I have a question.
And what would that be?
So you looking for love?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am.
Are you?
Right.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
So
Is that your home?
name is
Yeah.
Tattoo and I'm 31.
All right, Tattoo. So why are you still holding on to your balloon?
Because I have a question.
And what would that be?
So you looking for love?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am.
Are you?
Right.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
So I have another question. So remember when you told me that we weren't in a relationship yet because you didn't have all of the things to offer me that I deserved, and that you weren't looking for anything until you knew that you could come to me properly and provide me with the things that you knew that I deserved, because we serial dated for like a whole year?
Yeah, I'm glad my answer ain't changed, but yeah, it's still the same. I know why she did that.
Alrighty, so it's true. You be outside.
Nah. That's crazy.
He is outside.
That's,
No?
That's crazy.
So I got a question for you real quick, because that kind of was just like, it was OD funny. Well, I guess, how would you feel if you was literally seeing somebody that you was dating for, like she said, for a year, and then you go onto one of these? Well, obviously, this dating shows must be kind of real. I didn't think, for some reason, I don't know why I thought like people was going on these shows and not actually looking for dates. I thought it was just kind of just like, all right, it's just good content. So how would you feel realistically if you was dating somebody for a year and then you actually went on one of these shows and then seeing the person you was dating for a year, and just what she just said to him, like, all right, remember you said you wasn't ready to be in a real relationship because, and of course that is one of the excuses that men tend to use. And hopefully, I mean, it shouldn't be an excuse. It should be a real answer if you financially not really ready to take it further than just dating. I guess, how would you feel though seeing this person coming on a show trying to still, I guess, either date or get in a relationship?
I'll be upset. Like, you lied. We were dating, like, right?
Yeah, that's what she said. She said they was serial dating for a year. So that mean they was in a relationship, but wasn't in a relationship.
And that would be a problem. Because how we dating and you on this show? But then I guess you could probably ask me the same question, right? Because what am I doing on the show?
But her, I guess she was realistically looking for a relationship and he just wasn't. So it was kind of just like, she wanted to be in a relationship with him, and he kind of hit her with the, I'm not ready right now because I'm financially tapped. I ain't really got it to really be in a relationship. That to me seemed like that's what his answer was to her. So realistically, it's kind of like, I get it. Like, as a man, I understand, especially in this day and age, and if you kind of just really just judging it off of how people talk about dating when it comes to finances and dating, how they supposed to go like 1 and 2 together. So if you kind of look at it like that, I kind of just be like, all right, I get what he's saying, but then I get how she would be like, all right, well, if that was your case just a year ago, why are you on this show now?
Well, he could have it. He could be all right now. Like, he could have.
Yeah, she better than me, because I wouldn't even know if I would have got that far into the jump where you would have got everybody else popping their balloons and then you would have gotten to me. I probably would have spazzed out just off the rip, because it was kind of like you playing in my face. Because even if that's the case, if that's realistically, if you financially straight now, why not double back to me instead of trying to go on a dating show?
Obviously, because maybe you wasn't what he was looking for. She wasn't what he was looking for. That's how I would take it.
I guess I ain't gonna lie to you. I would kind of feel some type of way. I'm not gonna hold you. Have you been watching anything new recently on Netflix?
No.
I will recommend a show, or it's a movie. It's a Christmas movie, and it is called what is it called? Meet Me Next Christmas. And it's starring, I think I talked about it. We kind of seen just the like when on Netflix when they show like what's new out or whatever the case may be. It's a joint with Christina Milian and DeVal Ellis. And I know I talked about it on here just because I seen those two on there. And it's a good joint. It's a good joint to watch. It's one of those ones where it's kind of like I can't even really. It's a Christmas movie, but I guess they call it. It will go up under rom-com, and it was kind of just like one of those good feeling type of jokes, because it was realistically like her and this dude. And it was cool. I like the way they did it, because I forgot what's Slim name. One of them dark skinned pretty dudes that all the girls love to be on them. Like, and I want to say he almost feel like he be in like either Tyler Perry movies, or it's like what's another black director that kind of be having all the like the decent looking dudes the girls be really geeking over. He looked like one of them dark-skinned dudes off a Tyler Perry movie. But anyway, it started off with her and Christina Milian meeting at an airport, whatever the case may be. He was trying to shoot a shot at her. And then she was in a relationship at that time. So their whole little thing was I guess they shared some music or whatever the case may be. And they both like this group and they perform every Christmas somewhere like in New York at one of those little places in New York. And they was like, all right, cool. If it's meant for us to be, then let's meet each other next Christmas at that concert because they do a concert every year at the Jones. So I'm not going to do no spoilers for people, but it's a good joke. She ended up realistically going all above and beyond to try to get these tickets so she can meet this dude because she felt like that was her fate. And then that whole time, her and DeVal Ellis kind of, they had their own little situation going on at the same time while she was trying to find the tickets. But it's a good movie. So if you got, I think it's like an hour and 40 minutes or something like that. If you got an hour and 40 minutes, you need something to watch on Netflix, I would recommend watching Meet You Next Christmas. I do want to talk about dress codes real quick. I'm not a fan of dress codes. And the reason what brought it up is because, of course, my friend that passed away last week, he got a funeral, I guess, in not this Tuesday coming up, but the Tuesday after next. I do want to sit here, make sure I get the dates right for people who are trying to come. What is the Joan? It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, December 17th, and the viewing is from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And I believe the service starts at 11 a.m. But the reason why I wanted to bring that up because it did, I guess, in like small fine print, it said all black. So we had a phone call, of course, just a meeting to all the people that was in the band. And I was like, bro, y'all never seen me wear I don't even know if I own all black anything. To me, I hate all black because it's just lazy to me. It's just like a lazy. It don't take no effort, and I feel like all black always just look dirty. Like I don't necessarily like all white looks clean, but all black always kind of me just feel either lazy, dirty. And just think about when people go out to rob somebody, they wear all black. Like I don't never know like what would be I'm not a fan of all black. So I told him I'm gonna come clean, and I don't mean this not to be rude or disrespectful, but I'm not wearing all black. This man ain't never know me in his life, ain't never seen me wear all black. I don't even own a pair of black shoes. I would know for a fact I would have to go through endless stuff to try to even find a pair of black dress shoes that I even probably own. I just don't wear all black. I don't wear all black. It just look dirty. Everything about all black look dirty to me.
What looks dirty? It's black. You could dress it up and,
because it don't take no effort to it. I guess that's my thing about it. Like all black just takes no effort. Like for somebody just to throw on, just think about when you think about like, even if you were just watching a TV show, if you was watching an interview, you wouldn't feel like the person, if they just came to the interview in all black, they was actually presenting themselves with some type of energy like they can't even beat it.
You can dress up black and make it look good.
I don't feel like you can. I feel like all black is just like, maybe you could like,
it's passing. You could say it's no creativity behind it, but you could still, it's not dirty. Like you can make it, dress it up and make it look good.
I don't know. Maybe just my opinion. When I think about black, I just think about all black, black ski mask, black. I'm just not a fan of all black. Like I just can't. Just something about all black. And I do think realistically, putting people in a dress code to almost anything is kind of just unfair to people. Like even if it's just not a funeral, if it's a wedding or it's whatever, it's kind of just like. Even when it comes to all white parties, it'd be like, bro, that like how people kind of be really stressing it out and be like, dog, how hard sometimes it is to find all white. Especially if you're trying to throw an all-white party like around Memorial Day or Labor Day or whatever the case may be, it'd even be harder to find that. Like I feel like realistically, if you're one of those people and that you go out, you almost got to plan months in advance. Like I know I'm gonna go to an all-white party this summer, so let me start getting my all-white during the springtime. Because it just be like, I feel I'm just not a fan of putting dress codes on stuff in general, but especially not all black. Like all black is just so dark. Maybe just because I think it's lazy, and then I think maybe because I just do kind of scream like it almost screamed death and it almost screamed robbery. It just just all black is just I'm not a fan of it. Never have been. I never will be. I just can't get down with the all black. Like all black is just crazy. Like, and it's kind of hard to explain because I know so many people that's kind of like their go-to thing. Like people are like, oh, you put on all black, it kind of make you look like you lost weight, and yeah, I'm cool though. I don't want to fake like I lost weight. I don't want to sit here. It just don't take no effort into that. Like I want people to sit here and I'll put an outfit on. I want niggas to be like, oh no, he took some time to put that together. Like just throwing on all black, I feel like you never gonna be like, you didn't put no effort into that.
But I mean, for a funeral, it's not wrong wearing all black to a funeral. Because most of the time that's what people, it's black. They wear black. I mean, I'm maybe not all black, but they have black on. It's a funeral. Like maybe you put that with like mourning or something bad or sadness or something.
But maybe, and that could be it too. So, but that's what I'm saying. Realistically, do you think? And maybe, and I think this, and just I guess, and this could just be a question because it don't say all black like you got to wear all black like you got to have a suit and tie on. So I mean, you could do an all black sweatsuit, but again, to me, that still kind of screams like, all right, bro, this is lazy. Like you didn't put no effort into that. Like it's just literally all black. And I get what you're saying. Like maybe, and that's another reason maybe why I don't like all black because it do kind of just remind you of death. Like it's just like, all right, dog. I don't know. It's just maybe I'm just I can't. It's hard to explain. I'm just not a fan of it. And I do just feel like it's just so lazy. Like it's so easy to just be like, all right, let me put on a black t-shirt and a black Scully. Like that's all I think about when I think of all black. That's just the first thing, and that may be just my mindset, and that's probably the problem because some people could think, oh, you could put on an all black suit or whatever the case may be. I don't.
Yeah, black slacks with some black dress shoes and you know what I'm saying, a black little button up collar shirt, like.
Yeah, but that still don't really take no effort to where if you sit here and see somebody like. Okay, perfect example. Just think about that Eddie Murphy joint when he put on that all red, when he had that all red suit on when he did that stand-up joint. You people gonna always, even if you don't remember those jokes, you remember that red leather sweatsuit. I mean, that leather suit that he had on because you just remember the suit. Like the red leather suit kind of just screams out and it just stand out where it's like.
But you can make black pop now, maybe not for if they're saying all black for the funeral or something different, but you can have on all black with a red tie or something. You can make it pop. You don't have to just do all black. Because anything kind of goes with black. You can make it pop with something.
I mean, you're not going to a fashion show, right? You're just going to.
Yeah, no, but it's kind of just like I get what you're saying. You're absolutely right. It's not a fashion show, but then it's just like for somebody like me, bro, I don't come out that often. So if I'm gonna come out, I don't want to come out in all black. Like what the fuck, nigga? I'm here. I gotta come out the house. Like all right, let me come out the house.
Yeah, but then okay, you don't have to follow the. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to.
I'm not. And I said it when we was all on a group meeting. I was like, y'all know, and I mean this with all due respect. I'm not wearing all black. I don't. Oh, y'all have never. You don't. Nobody on this. It was what 20 people on this phone call. Ain't not one of y'all 20 have ever in your life ever seen me in all black.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, I think they just so people, I guess, because some people do kind of just not necessarily do too much, but might over, you know what I'm saying, like overdress or whatever. So they kind, I guess they probably kind of keep it like, let's keep it simple with the.
But I mean, but to me, that's my.
Because that's just like even like for like if you went to a wedding and you know like some people might try to overdress the, you know what I'm saying, like you might. You know, take too much attention off of the.
Yeah, I get it for a wedding, of course, because some people might try to outdress the bride or whatever the case may be, but I don't think you can't. I mean, it's kind of a funeral, and then I think
yeah, and I think that might be another like you want to kind of like, all right, it's no, you know what I'm saying, not too much attention on, you know, on everything else. Like you just want everybody, you know, if everybody's in black, it's no, oh, this rep, this hood, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that. I mean, I can see for that too.
Maybe I don't know. I do.
Maybe. And I think it's more coordination. Like, all right, we don't want to have everybody just in their white t-shirts and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
No, I get that. I would put to me personally, if you're sitting here saying, all right, you just don't want people to come in and look like they just rolled out of bed. I would just rather people just put on the joint and be like, all right, put some effort into what you wearing. But to me, because you could still look like you just rolled out of bed if you throw on all black.
I mean,
and especially if you live, I mean, like I said, I don't work in corporate America, so it's a little bit different for me. I think it's way easier for people if you got a corporate job and you go to corporate America every day. You may just have a black suit just in a tuck, or if you like, all right, I got a black suit. And don't get me wrong, I have a black suit because I went to Shayla wedding before. But still, for me personally, it's just like, bro, I still felt stupid in that suit. Like it just
but that's what I'm saying. So I feel like you can put a black polo on, some jeans, and a peacoat, a black peacoat.
I mean, you can. I just still feel like you're not putting no real effort into it.
I think it's all on the person because you can still put effort into the black. I mean, that's all on the person. I feel like if you saying I don't want to wear it because I don't got nothing, but you can make something pop with all black if you're putting it on.
I mean, maybe if you, I guess it. I mean, I feel like if you can put all black on and make it really stand out, I feel like that's kind of already your bag, though.
But that shouldn't be a hard thing to, you know. Like I said, color theme party. I don't think that shouldn't be something. If you know how to dress, that shouldn't be something hard for you to do.
Yeah, if that's your thing, like if wearing all black is already your thing, I feel like yes, it's easy to do. But if it's not really your get down, I don't necessarily know. It's almost like somebody who don't wear pink and you sit here and say, hey, go put on this pink shirt or whatever the case may be. Like if that's not their normal thing, I feel like you can kind of, it's gonna be like you're a fish out of water almost. But I don't, like I said, we don't got to stay on that too much longer. I do real quick. I want to hop right into this. And I feel like a lot of these conversations can kind of go hand to hand when it comes to, I've seen a lot of people sitting here saying, oh, Quavo, he washed up. I can't believe he falling off because Quavo did a country theme song with 2 country artists for the Georgia Bulldogs. It's a Georgia theme song. And when I see that, I kind of just like, and it's like a kind of reason why I said I can kind of tie this into a lot of different things. I can almost tie this into how some people may be upset because Charlamagne didn't check Andrew Schultz. And then some people could feel like, oh, we need to cancel Andrew Schultz. And then it's kind of just like, again, when I say this about Casanat or Aiden Ross, so any of these people that we kind of, if you don't control to make them popular, you kind of can't cancel them. But the reason why I said that, it was like, just to stay right on topic with the Quavo thing is, I don't think when people sit here and say they feel like Quavo falling off, I'm like, you don't watch sports. If you think Quavo falling off, and the reason why I say I know you don't watch sports, because then you kind of just didn't pay attention to this joint. He had that the Let's Fly joint with Lenny Kravitz or whatever. Like that song was all over ESPN through the whole entire football season. Quavo is a Georgia Bulldogs fan. Like he's from Georgia, and then 2, he is a Georgia Bull. He be at every last one of them Jones. Like in the locker room, on the field, every time they win a championship, he be right there. So I don't necessarily know. I think, but again, that's just sometimes where, and the reason why I said you could tie that into Andrew and you could tie that into Charlamagne, because it's kind of like, I be even just for myself, I kind of be like, I do sometimes the smart people kind of get where it's like, you'll never make black people happy. Like black people sometimes will never see the bigger picture. So sometimes it's kind of like, yeah, I kind of want to ride for us, but then it's kind of like, I gotta understand that it's a different type of bag, and that bag is just almost unlimited. And when I say that other bag, it's almost that white bag. Like I'm listening to, and the song ain't a bad song. Like the song is tight. And if you actually listening to the words of the song, it's literally talking about like how even like it was something about getting drunk or something, going to Waffle House and all that. Like that, no, even the white dudes on the song was sitting here like using like rap bars, talking about throwing alley-oops to Quavo. Like the song was cool. Like it was a good song. Like I know for a fact Georgia's back into the college junk. I believe did they beat Texas over the weekend? I believe they beat Texas over the weekend in the SEC Bowl. So it's just, the song will get played. It's gonna get played a lot. It's gonna get played on national TV. So for people sitting here saying Quavo fell off, it's kind of like, yeah, he fell off the black people, but y'all not really paying his bills, and we so wishy-washy. Like that's the sad thing to me. Like when we talk about music, and especially in the black culture, we so quick to kind of throw in the, oh, this person fell off thing. Like it's always a go-to, like, oh, this person fell off, and whatever the case may be, they not doing this. Yeah, they fell off. Why? Because they're not chasing the urban radio charts no more. I'm kind of seeing, okay, well, I can get this easy money from ESPN. Well, I can get this easy money to get my music synced and licensed through ESPN, also through this Georgia, because guess what? Georgia got a football team, basketball team. Like this ain't just not, and they didn't make it just a one sports genre thing. It's just a Georgia song. It's a country song, but it's a Georgia jump. So realistically, bro, look how big the state of Georgia is. And again, how big their football teams is, their basketball teams. The Atlanta Hawks can play it, the Atlanta Braves, the Atlanta Falcons. Like they didn't put like per team on it. They just said Georgia, like the state of Georgia. So you just sit here saying he washed up. And I'm like, bro, are y'all serious? Like niggas like, oh, he got washed up in the battle with Quavo. Against Chris Brown, and now he went to go run and do. I'm like, y'all can't be serious. Like, oh, your mind is just literally, sometimes I'd be like, maybe I just haven't figured out the internet. Like everybody just kind of want to troll and kind of make jokes, but I'm just like, bro, certain things it just ain't funny because it just make you sound dumb. Like, are you really doing your homework, or you just, oh, let me see what's the most negative thing I can just rush out and tweet or post on social media to see if everybody else gonna like what I'm saying or relate to what I'm saying? Like, if you think that Quavo fell off, then you don't never cut on ESPN ever in your life. The only way you could think Quavo was fell off if you never cut on ESPN during the college football season, because literally that I Fly Away song literally played the entire college football season from preseason to, you talking about they literally in the championship game. Preseason started in September, you talking about December. So it was September, October, November, December. For the last 4 months, they've literally been playing that song on ESPN every single day leading into one of them college football game days. So it's like, that's my only thing. It's just like, is he falling off? Is he kind of playing the game the smarter way? But then that's the question when you say like, when you say, well, you don't got a club banger or a hit. You're like, so if I don't hear it in the club, then I feel like, damn, where is Quavo? If I'm not watching, like I said, the younger audience probably not watching ESPN or even tuning into that. No, I get what you're saying, but I would still I would just, maybe personally, because I kind of think just in my brain is like, if I'm thinking hip hop, it kind of go hand in hand with sports. Like, I feel like, oh, don't you watch? You just listen to rap music and don't watch sports at all? Yeah, but everybody don't watch college. But like I said, I didn't see the game or whatever the case may be. So that's why I don't think it's. But you don't necessarily even have to see a game to see a commercial. Yeah, but if you not tuned, that's what I'm saying. I feel like when people saying that, they're talking about Quavo as a rapper or performing or anything like that. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at, okay, well, he got a commercial on ESPN. Okay, but that's not what he's known for. Yeah, you might get you doing a side quest, but that's not what you're known for. So I still feel like, all right, well, damn, what happened to him? Like, he ain't making the hits like he used to make.
So I still think it's
I get that part, but then I think that to me will be the part where it's just so wishy-washy. And I can kind of even tie that into I seen Academics. He did I think the videos, maybe he was doing like a 30-minute rant on Lil Baby. And I'm glad some of his audience keep it a buck with him in the comment section on Instagram. So because I watched maybe like a good 5 minutes and then I cut it off because I'm like, bro, this is just pure hate. And it's like you cannot tell me that touchdown song sucked. Like that touchdown song by Lil Baby cranked to me. I literally listened to that song all weekend. That song to me cranked. And then he literally just had a birthday bash where the Atlanta Hawks played. It was sold out from the top to the bottom. So it's just my whole thing of it is how can you sit here? This man ain't put out an album in almost 2 years and he can still sell out the arena where he from. You know how many rappers cannot sell out the arena where they from? So it's just like sitting here saying, but that again is just to me, I think we live in the era where it's so many people so pressed to sit here and say somebody fell off because you think, okay, if I say this person fell off, then that's going to help me or my friend become popular like that. And that's again when I'm sitting here saying, where I ain't mad at rappers who started to play the game and kind of almost not even just rappers, but again, somebody like Charlamagne, because it's like, okay, cool. And I said this before on here when we talked about with the him and Andrew thing, it's like, that's his real friend. They was in each other's wedding. So I kind of like, I don't necessarily know what am I looking for him to do. I'm more, to me personally, dog, Andrew Schultz recorded in New York City. It's a million the most popular podcast is in New York. I would rather, instead of y'all trying to put all the blame on Charlamagne, I'd rather see one of y'all punch Andrew in the face. I'm not looking for somebody to cancel him. If you really feel some type of way, just punch him in the face. That's it. That to me is I'd rather bring back punching your favorite podcast or one of these people in the face over a bad take, or if they say something racist that you don't like, because you're not gonna be able to cancel them because they don't pander to black audience. And I think a lot of rappers now, and that's where you'll get mad and you will sit here and say, oh yeah, they falling off. And then no, I'm just not going to keep pandering to an audience that's so quick they can't wait to tell me that I fell off, because Lil Baby didn't fall off if he can still sell out an arena. Because we can go out on we can name a list of rappers that you don't think fell off and they can't sell out an arena where they from. So that's just my only point, where it's kind of just like we get tricky, it just gets super tricky. And I think, and the saddest thing, I guess,
but then but even like the selling out the arenas, I don't think that makes you like, oh yeah, you still got it. I mean, that's just like you packing out a club. Everybody going to go just to go. I don't think that's necessarily saying.
But Marcus, 19,000 people in a club that may hold 300 or 500.
But okay, so then that's my thing. So if you can put in 19,000 to a club, but then if you put out an album and it don't do the same numbers, then what that's.
But that's my point. Well, why do we keep judging it off of numbers? Do you like
that's
it?
What I'm
do
saying.
You listen to it? That's my thing. We are so listen to what I'm saying. We will kill hip hop if we keep sitting here saying numbers. Hip hop will eventually die. That's my thing.
But when you look in those crowds and those concerts, it's not that. I don't think that's the majority of their fans. Because even like it is. Go look at the video. It's all
black people. It's Atlanta. What else gonna be there?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, most concerts I've been to, you see a lot of other people in there. You don't just see just black.
Where you live at or where you go to see them. You can't go nowhere in Atlanta. You ain't gonna see a bunch of black people. It's Atlanta, dog. When you look at the Atlanta Hawks game, you don't be their celebrity road. Don't be no white people. Be nothing but rappers. Like what are we talking about? That's my point. It's just like listen to what I'm telling you. I understand. A lot of y'all don't want to go outside. A lot of y'all may just be terrified of life. Cool. But I'm not about to sit here and I'm not about to be brainwashed by somebody like Academics. It's a perfect example. I like Academics, again, for the news. I don't care about his opinion, because if I was going to a club, if I was 20-some years old, and if everybody who ever been to a club before, you got friends. You know the friends that you're not going to take with you to the club, because if this is a club where it might pop off at, my friend ain't going to throw hands. He don't look like somebody going to throw hands. So why y'all allowing him to sit here and pollute your brain to sit here and think only way we judging music off of if it's the numbers, if the numbers don't match? What the hell do that mean? Do the song crank? Do you like the song? If you like the song, who cares if the numbers don't match? Because I'm about to say, I got a huge argument right now. Guess what? The numbers ain't gonna match for Meg Thee Stallion, Big Old Freak, but I'm 100% positive Nicki Minaj do not have a big old freak in her bag. I don't want to sit here and run through all my topics right now, but I'm not about to sit here. You're not about to we cannot keep talking about numbers, because if we keep talking about numbers, we ain't gonna listen to nobody there. Everybody that fell off. If that's what we about to judge rap music off of from now on is, the person don't do numbers, the streaming numbers don't do, because I don't even know how the streams even count. Because I looked at my wrap-up Jones, I'm like, dog, are they not playing all my Jones that I'm listening to? Because I'm like, do I know how to listen to this Glorilla song way more than 40 times? Maybe, and that's why I'm wondering, like, do they stop it after you play it? And like, if you don't let the song go completely through, we don't know. So how we judging numbers? We don't even know how they count a stream. So if you counting this, so if I'm going to the Glorilla and Sexy Red joint and I get to the GLE and I run it right back before the rest of the song count, do that count as a stream? You don't know, I don't know. So how are we sitting here saying that we judging rappers if they fell off because we don't even know how they count the stream, but you sitting here telling me the hard ticket sales is like if people actually go to a stadium to see them or arena to see them, that don't count. We gonna count the numbers? How that don't even make sense to me. People that you can physically see in a arena from top to bottom. Some of the basketball teams don't sell out. The Washington Wizards do not sell out the arena. When they play, they don't sell it out. So you sit here about to say, oh, well, the Raw Wave don't count because his album sales didn't match up to how many tickets he sold. What are you talking about? The stream is free and somebody got to pay hard, earn money to go see somebody live and show how the one that somebody got to actually spend their real money.
But didn't he? He had to cancel some of the shows before
Who?
Lil Baby.
No,
I thought who was that was canceling shows the last? I thought it was Lil Baby.
It was Moneybagg Yo.
You sure? I thought it was Lil Baby had to cancel some shows before.
But listen to what I'm saying. He ain't canceled this. I'm not going to revisit his history or trying to go back memory. I'm talking about what he just literally did this weekend. You're not like, dog, stop. Like we will literally and that's my point of why I'm sitting here saying is I'm not mad at black people who want to start to lean a little bit more into a white audience because white people don't talk like this. White people don't be like, oh, such and such fell off. Because guess what? Anytime if you cut on ESPN this week right now, go look at all the teams that's already eliminated from the playoffs. Outside of the Cleveland Browns, every last one of their quarterbacks is white. I guarantee you won't hear not nobody on ESPN talk about that. So you can't just sit because that's what they won't do. They won't do it to their own. That's why I sit here and told you that's why I will never be mad at the way Caitlin Clark fans ride for her. I will never be mad at Donald Trump fans for ride for them because white people ride for their own. Black people are the only ones who be and so pressed to sit here and call out somebody's defaults, but you won't even sit here and promote. Okay, then what's next? If Lil Baby fell off, Quavo fell off, all these other niggas fell off, then tell me what's next. You can't even tell me who next, but we can sit here and champion and sit here and be so pressed to tell me who fell off, but you can't tell me who next. You ain't doing nobody takes no type of effort, and that's even somebody like Academics. He don't win the last time he told y'all who the hot new person. That's the same person who told y'all Glorilla was done because she cussed him out on social. Oh, she done. I'm gonna put the Academics curse on her. Glorilla ain't missed a beat. Glorilla dropped Cha-Cha literally this time last year. All y'all said it was over for. She was a one-hit wonder. Her 15 minutes was up, and then she literally came into 2024 and opened the biggest Frank stand for everybody to suck her meat. Like, what are we talking about, dog? That's my point. Is like, you can't, dog. If y'all love being black, y'all love black culture, we have to stop talking about numbers. And we got to stop gatekeeping each other, hating on each other, stop not wanting to promote each other, because that's the difference. And that's the only thing I remember even listening to Joe Budden Joe, and they was talking about, all right, cool, y'all mad at Andrew Schultz, but y'all not the reason why he popular anyway. Y'all not the people who go to his shows. Y'all not the ones selling out his tickets. He sold out the Madison Square Garden twice. There wasn't a bunch of black people there. So how are you going to cancel somebody that you didn't help get popular? But guess what black people won't do? What's the next big black comedian that y'all going to help bring up and make popular? Because y'all be so pressed to tell us, oh, Kevin Hart ain't funny no more. Kevin Hart that fell off and this and Kevin Hart corny. All right, then who's next? But we don't got nobody that we can sit here and say, oh, yeah, this person next. Look out for this person. We don't even do it, but we so quick to sit here and say, oh, well, this person fell off because this numbers ain't do this. Do you like the song or not? Because it's endless songs that I like that I know people don't even know who it is. So I guess the best thing for you to sit here and do is be underground enough where your numbers don't get reported. Because if you're not popping enough where nobody reports your numbers and everybody just like your music, then that's the win-win for you. Because when you get popular enough, to sit here, Academics got time to sit here and tell us how much you'll jump. So then that's when you start to fall off. But if you don't make it to the point where you on his radar for him to tell you your first week number sales, and then guess what? Then that's when we be like, damn, why ain't nobody putting out no music? Because guess what? Black people so pressed to sit here and tell me, oh, you fell off because you ain't put out this. Your joint only sold this amount. Who cares, dog? Did you like the music or not? Or we gonna sit here and say you don't? If you can't tell me why I listened to this song, or you can't tell me right now. Last night I was listening to it's on YouTube, looking at these different little live DJ streams. I told y'all about the Culture FM joint. So of course, on YouTube. All right, I finished that joint, and it's an hour long. They recommending you a bunch of other DJ playlists, and people just mix. And that to me is fire. I said that to Rez, and I was like, bro, you need to figure out how to do one of these because that's tight. Because it's like you get to kind of go to the club, but it's not necessarily a club. It may be like
YouTube joints.
Yeah, but it's like
you just video
it's like it's a group, it's like a bunch of people in a room, but it's not they're not at an actual club. You can kind of tell it's like it's at somebody's house. Them Jones be fire though, but I'm like, but you listening to the DJs and the mixing, and then you kind of get to see what's tight to me about that whole thing is you get to see you get to see the crowd today because it is at least be a room like full of probably like 50 people. So you get to see the 50 people that they DJing for. So you get to feel the way they playing the music. Because even the one from the Culture FM, of course, that's more Afro beats, more reggae. It's more of island culture. It's more of that type of culture. They play the music. So of course, in that room, it's a bunch of African people. It's a bunch of Jamaican people. It's a bunch of people who listen to that type of music. But so when you listen to some of these other DJs and you get to see where it's like, all right, it was this one girl DJ, I believe. I think it was called, what was her joint? I think 9 a.m. in Brooklyn. It was a bunch of dudes there. So her set was more oriented towards men. But then I watched this dude, he was DJing, there was a bunch of girls in the joint. So his DJ playlist set was more catered to women. So watching them jumps was kind of just like, damn, it's tight. But I'm even watching the jump, and what made me bring that up is I try to the DJ, I think she blended in like Drake's I'm Blim, whatever, something I'm Blim, or what is it? I'm Blam or Blim. I would think Blim. I think it's called Blim. I'm Blim. It's the joint off of More Life. And I try to add it to my Apple playlist, and it wouldn't let me add the joint. I'm like, I literally hit the jump 5 times trying to add it to my workout playlist, and it wouldn't let me add. I'm like, damn, what the hell? So then that's what made me. Then I saw in that same jump, she played a favorite girl, my favorite girl. So she mixing, she going in and out her mix. So I added, and it let me add that. So I kind of, again, when we talking about numbers, it's like, I don't know how can we really judge numbers? Because that was just, to me, was kind of crazy. I'm like, bro, why does it not let me add this Drake song, but it's letting me add all the other songs? So the first thing that come to my brain was like, damn, okay, maybe he really onto something with this lawsuit thing, because this don't make no sense, bro. I didn't add millions of Drake songs on my gym playlist. Like, why this random Drake song won't add to my playlist? But anyway, I didn't think nothing else about it. I tried to do it again this morning. It still wouldn't let me add it to my playlist. All right, cool with it. I could still listen to the song, but it just wouldn't let me add it to my playlist. But again, what I'm sitting here saying, and the reason why I kind of want to make it a deal, because it's just like, we be so pressed to sit here and say who fell off, but nobody don't be pressed to sit here and say what's next. And that's something I remember a minute ago. Me and P Star used to talk about that, and we was just like, it's so crazy how, like, most people don't know Joe Rogan as a comedian. But Joe Rogan is a comedian, but people know Joe Rogan for his podcast. But Joe Rogan bring on endless comedians, on black and white, but a lot of white. And we always kept saying it. It's so crazy how white people really throw alley-oops, because nigga, Joe Rogan can piss 1 million views on YouTube. So for him to share his platform with people you may never heard of in your life, and then he just throw them a crazy alley-oop, like Joe Rogan will be one of them people who be like, man, you should start a podcast. And then the people will be on his channel like, I don't really know, Joe. He like, I'll be your first guest. Don't worry about it. And I'll be like, bro, he is so big, so popular, and it's just so crazy how he'll throw alley-oops. But if you look in the black culture, like, niggas be so, like, you can even go into again time to even throw it back into like the Joe Budden Breakfast Club. Bro, he'll be talking about a Breakfast Club jump and be so, he won't want, like, somebody in a room will randomly have to say, oh, you talking about the Breakfast Club interview? Like, he will be so hung-strung on not trying to see and say, oh, it was a Breakfast Club interview. That to me is so corny, dog. Like, dog, we know what you talking about. The audience already know where you got it from, because the damn clip been going viral all day. Just play the Breakfast Club clip and keep it moving. But that's just that's my point of, just as black people, we be so strong on gatekeeping what we like. Like, you'll like something and you won't never tell nobody, you won't never comment on the page, you'll do nothing, but you'll sit here and be so pressed to be like, oh, well, this show fell off, or this such and such fell off. Like, all right, then what's next? That would be my only thing. Cool. If you want to sit here and say Lil Baby fell off, then tell me what's next. If you sit here telling me, because I sit here and argue with Low, I sit here and sent them that touchdown jump. He's like, oh, this jump don't crank. I said, bro, it's no way in hell you sit here and telling me this don't crank, and you had the nerve and the audacity to send me Boss Man D-Lo, the biggest part 2. Don't, let's be clear. That D-Lo Curry jump crank like hell, but that biggest part 2 was pure dog doo-doo. Like, you're not about to sit here. You can't send me one song and then sit here like, I got 2 ears, nigga, and we listening to the same type of music. So I know for a fact you can't send me the biggest part 2 and then have the audacity to tell me the touchdown don't crank. Like, bro, that math ain't math. So that's just my point of where it's just hate. No, like, take the hate out. Like, that's one thing why I'm never mad at. I can't be mad when I started to see black artists here sitting here, they want to dance around and get into the country thing. Cool. As long as you ain't chasing none of the country awards, then I ain't mad at you, because their support is just completely different. That's why you can't be mad at the Playboy Cardis and the Lil Uzis or whatever the case may be. People are like, oh, they not even rapping. They this, that, and the third. Well, I don't necessarily know, because what am I setting myself up for? Because if I set myself up to just sit here and make black people happy and just talk and make music for black people, then when y'all sit here and be so quick to be over stuff, or y'all too cool to even share or even talk about my music or even put an emoji up under my page to even book me in the algorithm, why am I sitting here catering to y'all? Because they won't never have that problem. They don't never have that problem on the other side. They won't never have a problem with just getting their line and supporting their people. Even when I played that clip of Academics last week, when he was sitting here talking about that's the difference between why Taylor Swift can have her beef with UMG and Drake's is completely different, because the audiences is two completely different. Her audience is way more loyal. She sit here and went and redid all her old music, and they restreamed redoing the new music more than they did the old music. So she can reap all the benefits of it. So that's just my point of just look at how we treat each other, bro. It's like, it'd be so pressed to just be like, man, we be I'm just cool on that. Like, and I guess like my biggest rant out of all of that was just like, people, if you think Quavo washed up or Quavo that fell off, then you just, all you gotta do is cut your ESPN on. I ain't about to argue with you about it. That's not my, like, I got two eyes. I seen Quavo literally sitting courtside at the Atlanta Hawks and Lakers game, literally, and him and Trae Young like going back and forth the whole game. Like, bro, I know it's not no big sporting event that happened in Atlanta and Quavo don't be there. Like, y'all be just talking, bro. And you just be talking, though, just because you judging off of numbers, not what's going on in real life, what's actual corporate America and anything. Like, bro, come on, what we doing, though? Like, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, black people y'all get me so frustrated, and I kind of be understanding Candace Owens and the Jason Whitlocks and some of them. I get it, because sometimes it be just like our own people be like, bro, we just be trying, we be so pressed to wash each other up and say each other's like, bro, all right, dog, I get it now. Like, I had one of them weeks where I kind of was like, I can't even get mad at the shit Candace Owens saying. Like, I started off the week kind of pissed off at Candace Owens, and then by the end of the week, I was like, I get it, bro. I ain't mad at you. Like, I'm not mad at you for the people you pandered to, and I'm not mad at the way you talk. And I see, like, Jason Whitlock shit may be a little bit too egregious for me, but Candace Owens, I kind of get it sometimes. Like, bro, y'all just be like, y'all don't care about each other anyway. Y'all be so pressed to sit here and tear each other down. And real quick, and do shout outs to all the black people who did support and promote Cross on Amazon Prime, because they sit here and they put out their numbers for it's the most streamed jump on Amazon Prime on their platform, and I believe it did 40 million views in the first 20 days. So shout out to that. And that's and that literally was a dominant black cast, and that majority, and that's the people that I seen talk about it. So I am like, I feel like when we want to, we kind of can uplift each other and put each other in the right direction. But you don't see too many people when it comes to black shows. Like, we don't even do that as often as we should. Like, that shouldn't be just once in a blue moon where you see something do as big as Cross. So let's be clear, it was a great jump, so I'm not mad. I understand how easy it was for people to watch it and people to talk about it and people to want to promote it. But no, we should be able to do that with damn near everything. And then sometimes I'd be feeling like, no, you should just do it just because the person is black. I do it all the time. Bro, if I'm about to go to sleep and I don't feel like listening to some pastor, I don't care. It'd be just some random black. Okay, I seen a Jamel Hill Jones yesterday, and she was interviewing some Muslim lady. She was like the first Muslim fencing American athlete, or the one gold medal or something, whatever the case may be. I just cut it on and went to sleep too. I didn't even care, because I just was like, all right, cool. It's Jamel Hill. She interviewing a black woman who did something for the first time. I'm like, bro, I didn't about to go to sleep. I'm not even really listening to it. I just cut it on just for background music. But that to me is, I understand in the black community, that's not everybody. Everybody won't never think like that. But again, you can't be mad at Charlamagne for not killing Andrew Schultz, where it's like, bro, this is my real friend. Like, literally, and that's what I tell y'all. I listen to enough. I done told y'all I listen to enough brilliant idiots to know, like, this is his real friend. These people have literally actually been in each other's weddings, actually shared wedding gifts. I don't necessarily know what and I had to think about that for a second. I'm kind of like, and what made me really think about that was like, listening to Joe Budden, John, I was like, damn, he kind of right. Like, okay, how you can't cancel Andrew Schultz. And I understand how many times people try to cancel Charlamagne. So it's kind of just like, if I'm Charlamagne and I'm put in those shoes, it's kind of like, how can I cancel the only person who kind of rode beside me and don't matter what lawsuit, Charlamagne ain't had no super squeaky clean pass, but the person who would sit beside him every week and record a podcast was Andrew Schultz. So I kind of like, I kind of would like, if I'm just looking at it on some friend stuff, I'm kind of like, I ain't mad at Charlamagne for not sitting here turning his back on his man, because his man never turned his back on him. And people could argue, okay, yeah, at that time Andrew wasn't nowhere near as big as Charlamagne, so he had no choice. But I mean, he still hasn't to this day. Charlamagne went and interviewed Kamala Harris, and Andrew Schultz had Donald Trump on his show. Like, they still friends, and they'll still see. And they did 2 separate interviews, and they'll still come on their show and talk about their 2 separate interviews. So it's like, I mean, like I said, I wanted to be in my mind. I wanted to kind of be like, damn, but then I said that shouldn't all be on Charlamagne. What about the rest of y'all podcast? I literally listened. I heard Roy sit here and say he's seen Andrew shadow boxing before and knew he felt like he couldn't beat Andrew in a fight. I said, I might almost unsubscribe to their junk. I'm like, bro, you sound like a cold. I'm trying to watch my language. Like, bro, you sound like a vagina. Like, I couldn't believe that. Like, I said, bro, there's no way I literally heard another grown man say, and this man literally is like a toothpick, and you telling me did you sit here and thought he'd clean you up? I'm like, oh, this y'all niggas are just soft, and this is why y'all just talk. Oh, bro, I was more disappointed in hearing him sit here and say he thought Andrew Schultz could beat him in a fight then I would be disappointed in Charlamagne just kind of riding for his guy. Like, but like I said, that was like my little rant and just my thought of just, especially when I seen people saying that Quavo fell off, and I'm like, how, dog? Like, I don't know what y'all be listening to or what y'all be expecting or what your definition of falling off is, but if your definition of me falling off is me being on ESPN every time they play college football or every time Georgia about to sit here and win another national championship, then cool. I'll take that as a fall off any day, anytime. I ain't mad at it. In other news, right before we started to record, Jay-Z got hit. Well, basically, a lawyer sit here and try to file and sit here and say that Jay-Z and Diddy were the 13-year-old in 2000. And Jay-Z already responded to him and was like, one thing y'all got to realize is all celebrities aren't the same. Y'all, and that's y'all biggest problem. Y'all try to put us all in the same box. I'm from Brooklyn and we sit and we don't play them type of games. We got a strict code of honor that we go. We protect women and children. And it seems like you're trying to exploit people for your own personal gain. And again, and that's against realistically where it is. Some people, if you live in the Jaguar right universe, you believe this stuff because she been sitting here saying all year long, oh, Jay-Z is next and this, that, and the third. But I'm sure for some people, if you are a diehard Jay-Z fan and you feel like Jay-Z, you really believe Jay-Z lives out his raps, you kind of just like, yeah, I don't believe this. There's no way in the hell you can make me believe this about Jay-Z, think this about Jay-Z, feel like this is anything real about Jay-Z, where it's kind of just like, you seem like people just chasing ghosts. And I think realistically, if we being honest, I feel like some of the Diddy stuff now is kind of just like, it's a pile on jump off. And that's not excluding Diddy from the, realistically, if you are a human, you feel like Diddy should get charged for whatever and do the time just for the Cassie video, just alone. But a lot of the extra stuff now, it kind of seem after the Cassie video, all the other extra stuff kind of seem like, all right, dog, some of this can't be real and some of this is probably real. But we kind of just at to the point where you don't know what's real and what's fake because it's just like, because he never admitted to the Cassie stuff, or even when the Cassie video came out, he tried to downplay it, try to water down. He gave a lackluster apology, so it was kind of a little bit hard for people to kind of feel some type of way for Diddy. But even with the Jay-Z thing, it's kind of like Jay-Z never come off. If we just go off, none of us don't know none of these people in real life, so we just going off of what we feel when we look at it on the outside looking in. Jay-Z never seemed like he do the other nigga shit. Like he seemed like he set the tone for the party. I don't go to the parties. Like people lose their mind to get invited to a Rock Nation brunch. You never see Jay-Z losing his mind to be nowhere. And you never have. Like that's never been a thing. No, I'm old enough to remember I didn't even like Jay-Z music. I didn't start liking Jay-Z until my late 20s. So I know for a fact it's a different, like he just moved completely different. If you listen to his music, actually listen to the words, even that's going back, even to when I'm talking about the little baby thing, it was just like, are y'all actually listening to the words? Like you can't complain about Lil Yachty painting his nails. You can't complain about Drake painting his nails. And in this touchdown song, Lil Baby sitting here dissing dudes that paint their nails. Talking about dudes getting their chains robbed and you sitting here paying to get your chain back. Like actually listen to the words. I think a lot of time, and that's my point of where it's like, for me personally, I don't care about no first week numbers. I don't care about no numbers, period. What you talking about? How do that song make me feel? And that's why, again, keeping it with Jay-Z. Jay-Z make people feel at an elite level. So it's like you sitting here trying to put him into some poo putt type of R-word jump. Like it's gonna be hard. That's one thing I know. For if I can speak for black people, people ain't gonna run and move to that unless you want to. Like you again, and that's tying back into the conversation. I'm saying black people be so pressed to sit here and tear each other down. That's the only way you gonna believe this Jay-Z stuff. Just because you looking for other black people to unsucceed. You looking for the tear down of the empire. You looking for people to fall off. You looking for people to lose everything because it may make you feel a little bit better about wherever you are in life. That's not going to change your situation. And again, I can even tie this into another thing. And I thought about this when I was on the treadmill this morning. I was on YouTube and I'm listening to Pastor John Gray. And I was thinking about, damn, and I'm listening to him because you can kind of hear it, like, and that's one thing I like about pastors sometimes, because you can hear it in the undertone on their message sometimes where they be throwing shots at other pastors. But John Gray and Jamal Bryan is two pastors that I kind of like. If you actually, again, we talk about listening to the words and listening to the message, screw about them cheating on their wives or whatever the case may be, because he was talking about that in his message, and he was just saying how so many people got hung up on that, where he lost a lot of his star power. Like John Gray was one of them ones early before it was the social media pastors, or one of them. Like he literally used to fill in for Joe Austin. And what made me think about that was like, damn, Joel Osteen kind of really gave people his whole ass to kiss when they had that flooding in Houston, and people had to kind of drag him to even open his doors for people to come and stay into the church when they was having them floodings in Houston. But nobody ain't canceled Joel Osteen. You can still cut on a random TV channel and Joel Osteen will still be on there preaching. You can still go on YouTube and Joel Osteen church. His church is the old Houston Rockets joint. That joint literally sold out every Sunday from the top to the bottom. He ain't skip a beat. Dog, John Gray like on his third naming of a church because he cheated on his wife. His wife's still there. And he ain't even had sex with the woman. He was just flirting with a broad in the DM and y'all crucified him. Like this man literally on his third church, dog. Like his name of his YouTube channel now for his church is Love Church. I think it's like Love Story, something like, bro, this is third jump. Like, since I've been following John Gray and since he then left Joel Osteen jump, this is literally his third jump because black people be so pressed for cheating on his wife. Joel Osteen, y'all see here, this man can literally go down for stealing bread, telling I'm not letting y'all in my church. I don't care what's going on in the flooding or nothing. And he's still good money. He can open his door every Sunday from top to bottom, his joint jam-packed. But John Gray, because he said the woman, the DM was flirting with a woman, bro, y'all crazy, bro. Because when I started to think about all that and actually let that play out in my eyes, then I kind of again sit and say, it make you kind of question like, oh, how hard should you ride for black people because they not want to ride as hard for you. And that's the sad thing about it. Like they will champion you, and as long as they want to champion you, but as soon as they can tear you down, then they're gonna do it. Like I can give you a long list of that all the time. And you literally see it, and if you're paying attention, you kind of be like, damn, that's why are we doing each other like that? But again, like I said, and you'll see it. Well, I mean, of course, this Jay-Z thing kind of broke late. It's like Sunday, it's late Sunday evening. But again, I think it will kind of, you can kind of almost judge it off of people's character, how they will feel about this Jay-Z situation. To me personally, like you either somebody who actually grew up listening to Jay-Z music, and if you take what his music said, because it's a running joke that people say it's a Jay-Z bar for every part of your life. Like you can always find a Jay-Z bar to use for a quote or something that's going on in life. So if you feel like a man can pen or write, or his brain can come up with these type of logics and common sense verses to put through life, then that kind of just, to me, should kind of hit them verses alone. That people use quotes for different little things that they may be going through in life. If you can use it like that, then that should speak volumes on how you feel of that man if somebody throw an allegation against him. And he said that the lawyer tried to come to him and try to get them to settle early. And he's like, bro, I'm not settling for something that I ain't have nothing to do with, or I ain't do nothing to others. You're not about to sit here and extort me for no bread. Like, we don't even play like that. But again, like I said, you can get to judge people and see their type of level of character, who they are on the way. If they ready to run with the Jaguar rights, hypotheticals, and her all her things that she been saying forever. And you ain't even heard from her in a minute since she went on Paris Morgan, and Jay-Z and Beyonce put a clip up to that. So it's kind of just like, again, you can kind of judge for yourself, but I would just highly recommend that would be my pushback for 2025. If you feel like somebody fell off, then just tell me who next. Point me in the right direction. I don't want to be late. I want to be somebody like, okay, if this person is falling off and it's over for this person, then show me who about to be the next person. Who should I be listening to? But you can't sit here and try to put your eggs all in one basket for rappers, because I mean, I think you kind of feel that way for Drake. I seen a girl tweet and sit here and say, "Dag, Drake been holding us down for 15 summers, and y'all sit here." And this is again with black people. Sometimes like she made it a joke, and I seen a lot of blogs pick it up. But to me, the joke was corny. Y'all quit Drake for a protester. Y'all sit here and left Drake for somebody who make protest music, and it was kind of like, that shit ain't even funny. Like, bro, because it'd be mad stuff that black people probably actually really need to listen to sit here and protest, and we keep it in a buck. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, like, and I'm a Drake fan. I think Drake was still in my top 5 for the year. He really ain't put out nothing but diss songs. But he wasn't at the top of my top 5. I know that. But still, it's just like, okay, you put too much eggs in just that one bag. Like, if it wasn't for the Kendrick and Drake, neither one of them probably would have been in my top 5. If they didn't have that back and forth with each other, neither one of them would have been in my top 5 this year. But that don't still, again, to me, it's just like, I don't know, dog. I honestly don't know. I kind of just want to be sometimes just like really be honestly wanting to wash my hands with just black people in general. Y'all kind of just weird to me. I ain't gonna hold you.
Would have had a baby with every female y'all hear raw, how many babies would you have? Damn. Oh my. Hey,
I mean,
that was a great question though. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I ever heard that question before in my life.
She the feds.
she different.
You would have had a baby with every female y'all hear raw. How many babies would you have?
Damn. Oh my.
How would you respond if that was a question that somebody asked you at a date? Like, because of course everybody was like, "Oh, people be so dry when they be on dates, and I'm tired of the same conversations on what's your favorite color and this, that, and the third." So somebody come left and say, "How many kids would you have if you would have got pregnant or you would have had a kid every time you would have had sex raw with somebody? How many kids would you have?" Would you be able to answer it with a straight face, or would you kind of try to like give yourself a little bit of thinking? Would you give them the honest answer?
No. No.
But you would lie, make something up, or you just act like they ain't ask the question?
Do people give you the honest answer when they say how many bodies you got?
No, but how quick would you really think on your foot with that one? Because I feel like that's so like I've never heard nobody ask that question before. Because even when I first heard this clip, I even try to think to myself for a second, like, damn, how many? Like, let's be clear, I kind of got a little bit loosey goosey with it during the pandemic, but I kind of really was trying to think, like, damn, that's a tough question. Like, I don't, and that to me, even thinking about that kind of made me happy that I kind of just really be staying in the house and staying to myself now, because for the fact that I couldn't have a real answer, like I'm trying to think and still can't come up with a real answer. That to me is a little disgusting, and I'm disgusted with myself on that one. Kind of like, that's kind of wild.
What would you mean you can't come up with a real answer? I mean, you just give a number. I mean, I don't.
But I'm no. What I'm saying is, even if I gave up a fake number, I'm still disappointed in myself that I don't know the real number.
Oh, you don't know the real number?
No, I don't. So that's what kind of that to me is kind of like that's nasty though. Like that's not. That's a kind of out of pocket. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like that's a little bit out of pocket, and I'm just being like brutally honest with the podcast. Like, yeah, that one's kind of rough though. Like when she said that, I kind of was like. Because then what's the lie answer that you feel like that somebody gonna actually even believe? Because you don't want to start off, like I said, if y'all on a date, let's say this is a third date, and somebody asks you this conversation, like y'all, the first 2 dates went fire, this is the third date, and y'all, you trying to figure out, you still trying to keep the conversation flowing, you still trying to get to know this person.
But I think the question is, how many people do you didn't have sex with then?
No, it's not, because you ain't had, nigga, I ain't had raw sex with as many people as I had sex with.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So if you got to think about the number that you told her when she said, well, how many people you fuck, right? So
we might have not even had that conversation.
So then if you don't have that conversation, then you can give out a number. I mean,
yeah, but still, what would be the number that you feel like is a respectable number? And a realistic number. What's a respectable number and what's a realistic number? And then for Erica, what is a number that a dude could say that you would feel like, all right, cool, that's believable. He might not be lying and that's respectable.
I would say, I don't know. I would say maybe 5, 6.
See, that's my point. Because to me, I would have thought the respectable and realistic number would have been said 10. And I feel like if you would have said 10 to somebody, then I'm like, nigga, what? But that's not, that's not a lie. I'm 40. If I say 10,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, that's not crazy to me.
Yeah, that's not. And that's what I'm saying. If you start, especially if I started early or whatever the case may be, then I feel like.
No, you can't say started early when it comes to raw. Like, that's crazy.
No, but I'm saying, but you didn't had sex, or it was early. You was young when you.
But that's still not the question. The question is, how many kids would you have had if every girl you would have had sex with raw, you would have got pregnant? That's the question. So that number is kind of like a little bit more on it. Like that one is like that one can't be as crazy as how many bodies you got, because that kind of play a little bit into the health conversation when we was talking and joking around about the Mike Tyson thing last week. So it's like you got to kind of have you got to kind of have a respectable answer to that one. So it's like,
would you answer it or would you act like they ain't asked the question?
No, I feel like you gotta answer it, because it's like the thing about, especially when you talking about, and when you had, it's a difference. Like if we was having if this was a kickback and somebody had this like question and it's 20 people in the room, I probably would skip it, because I don't want to sit here and say something in front of her girlfriends and now her girlfriends look at her like, oh girl, you met, because I know that happened to me before. Like I know me and a girl used to be super cool. She used to call me over, come and play spades. If y'all been listening during the pandemic, you heard this story before. And then literally one time I went over there playing spades, I'm kicking their ass. But I started talking like I was podcast talking. So it was a little bit, that's a lot for people. That's a lot to be talking in front of it's a homegirl and it's her and 5 of her friends. And then my aunt answers is just brutally honest, like I got some headphones and a microphone in front of me. That shouldn't be that conversation and that tone and that brutal honest. You got to know how to cut that shit off. And that's something that I just had to learn, where it's kind of like, but that's one of the reasons why sometimes I'll be dry in real life, because it's like the way you can talk on a podcast, you can't really talk with, especially if you're trying to be intimate with somebody, you can't talk like that in front of them. Unless they just that brutally honest, like when we talked about it last week when we played the girl and she said her husband was a simp. Like everybody, like don't take them type of words. Can't just like, all right, that's just the way that person talk. That's just their personality. They just brutally honest, or they just got a big brash personality. Everybody can't tolerate that. So it's just kind of like if it's just that we had a date, then you got to be. To me, I would see him I would be personally, I would say 10 and hope that 10 don't turn her off. But 9 times out of 10, 10 probably will turn her off.
That would be an honest answer. But you said, would that be a lie?
Oh, that would be a bald-faced lie.
But you said you shouldn't start it on a lie. Your relationship based on a lie.
What?
That's
true, but that one you got, I feel like that one you almost
said
got
you
to.
shouldn't start?
No, that's what he just said. He feel like you shouldn't start, your relationship with a lie. Like getting to know each other based off of a lie.
Yeah.
You kind of with that question, because that question is so left field, you kind of don't got no choice.
But you're gonna start off a live. She said, when the last time you had sex, right?
Hell no, because nigga, but see, this is the good thing about this. Nigga, I made literally be almost at like 2 and some change now. But that's just literally because I don't go nowhere. I don't do nothing. I don't even try. Like it's nigga, I can show you my DMs. Bros be trying to literally throw the alley-oop, and I kind of just be like, I'm cool. And that's one thing when people talk about like that's the weather really be kind of dictating. And when you hear people use so many different words where it's like, oh, seasonal depression. I think seasonal depression don't really have nothing to do with the holidays. I think it's more with the weather tied into the holidays. Because let's be clear, some of them days when it gets super cold, I gotta have all my gym stuff packed with me, or I'm not going, dog. If I leave my gym bag in the house and it's 20 degrees, and when you talking about by 7 p.m., it get like 20 degrees outside, you kind of be like, I don't feel like walking back to the car. Like, nah, then I gotta walk to the gym and kind of your mind started to think about, damn, I want to get in the sauna, and I gotta walk back to the car after the sauna. Like, nah, I'm cool. Like, so I think sometimes where a lot of that stuff kind of just, again, when we talk about just dating, even when I talk about the funeral stuff, like, bro, I don't feel like looking for my black shoes that I got. So I feel like a lot of that got to go into just why, personally, for me, where it's like, it's easy to kind of just, again, you get so used to habit or not trying. Again, even going back into the conversation we had last week when we was talking about colognes and smell goods. Like, when you just get into the pocket, like, I be even debating now, like, damn, some days I look, if I don't got my hat on, I'm like, bro, I'm just ready to go completely Michael Jordan and just go straight bald because I just don't like the way that my hats even look because I got too much hair under the joint. So like when you having all of these different little thoughts, it'd be so easy to not have sex, not to go on dates, not to sit here. And then again, I think me looking at social media so much, I get so turned off where I see every conversation is about money. It make me not horny. Like, bro, it's so you like to me. I joke with myself, be like, damn, if you spend $10 on a OnlyFans, that's cheaper than sitting here trying to go out on $100 date. Because I'm looking at it, I'm telling you, that notes thing, that's all you see is people complaining about all these broke ass niggas and da-da-da. Like, I don't even want to be a part of that conversation. So to say, keep me out of that conversation, guess what you just don't do? You just don't entertain people. I'd rather me not to be the butt of somebody's joke and just watch porn than sit or buy OnlyFans than sit here and I don't have to worry about nothing. I ain't got to show up. I ain't got to spend no extra money. Whatever I want to buy on this joint, I'm cool.
So are you thinking that avoiding it is going to get better? Like, eventually that conversation of money, this and date broke this, that's going to die down, and then you'll get back into it.
Hopefully, if Donald Trump is really as bad as people say he will, I'm putting my hopes and prayers in Donald Trump being a complete douchebag, like really setting the world back. Like, y'all be thinking I'm joking. Like, I didn't start off this long Quavo rant and not hoping a little bit of slavery ain't right around the corner for some of you niggas. Like, I'm just be honest with you. I think you need it. I honestly be thinking y'all need it. I told y'all if it wasn't for Kamala, I would have never got in bed with the Joe Biden thing or nothing. I think just the black people in general as a whole, we need a hard spanking as a group, as a collective. Like how bad that pandemic was, you almost realistically, because it don't like I told y'all, for black people, you don't value it, you don't appreciate that spanking until the spanking actually knock on your door. And I think it needs to knock on us as a collective door again. Like how people was just so. But no, just think about how nice people was during the pandemic. Like people were so nice to each other. People were so just up in arms. Like, hey, did you eat or whatever? They was willing to like Paul. Like people think about how many people was just randomly going to each other's houses with drinks and food or whatever, just super nice to people. Like you could literally get like, dog, I'm telling you, like that was probably, and I don't say it like on some bragging shit, but that was the easiest pussy you can get because it was just literally off of, hey, I like you as a person. You can hold a conversation. Let's just lock up in whatever case, and let's just build off of our chemistry and our conversation to the point where soon as that shit was over, it was literally like, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my automobiles? Like, dun, dun, dun. Like, bro, what the fuck are we doing? Like, and it literally, like, it's close to falling off a little bit. Like, Diddy getting locked up kind of helped it water down a little bit because Young Miami was kind of like the poster child for like, get you an old nigga who gonna trick on you. So this kind of like Diddy getting locked up. So Young Miami kind of whole career had to take a complete 360. It helps slow down the conversation. But again, like I said, if I go look at my notes, if I go right now and scroll and look at the notes, I guarantee you'll see. I can see 20 girls right now sitting here calling dudes broke or y'all bare minimum, this, that, and the third. And it was kind of like, bro, all right, cool. I'm all right with just like, I'm so used to it because when it becomes your norm, when you sit here, if you ain't been out on a date or ain't had no sex in 2 years, it become normal now to you. It's just like working out. Like it's just second nature to me. Like only time like it really like the code just got to be beating my body so I don't feel like leaving out the house. But it's your norm now. Like I get addicted. Like I got to go to the gym. So it's just like that same thing where now it's like, it would take no effort to sit here, put in baddie hub and go to sleep. Nothing. You ain't got.
But do you think that might be a turn off though?
To who?
Like if you talking to a girl, then it'd be like, oh, I ain't had none in 2 years, and all. Like, do you think?
I don't care.
Huh?
I don't care. What the fuck do I care? I'm not trying to listen to what I'm saying. And this is
no. Because I'm just saying we just still going off of that whole conversation. If you saying the girl asked you this question, but then you be like, well, yeah, I ain't had sex in 2 years. Would you think that would turn her off?
If that turns a woman off, then that wouldn't be the woman for me, especially if because like that means she don't have no discipline. If I say especially for a woman, because I feel like it's easier for women because they control it. They the ones who sit here and say yes or no. So if you're sitting here, if you tell a woman, oh, I ain't had sex in 2 years, and that turn her off to me, then that means she said, oh, I could never do that. Then that means you're a whore. You don't got no discipline. Like you can't cool that little cootie cat off for 2 years. Like bro, that 2 years go by so fast. Like, just think about how long ago, like, if you would be being honest, the pandemic was damn near 4 years ago now. It don't even seem like it, but that's how fast time just fly past you. So you just sit here and say, oh, 2 years, and you kind of like, to me, if you sit here and say, oh, you haven't had sex in 2 years, then that's a turnoff. Then all right, well, cool. I'm not for you, dog. I ain't, and I'm not looking to impress, and that will be one thing that I would tell younger dudes. And again, kind of even tying it back into just why it's such a space for like when I'm sitting here saying for like the academics, because it's a lot of rappers who listen to academics. So you happy and hope that Lil Baby fall off again because you think, okay, if Lil Baby fall off, then that's one less rapper in my way. Cool, but it's so many younger dudes who listen to again when we talk about Andrew Schultz, who listen to Fit and Fresh. And that's my point. Sometimes when people be like that, and that's the little dudes, what is it, Myron, and I forgot the other dude name, but they recently they went viral again because they had, I want to say, I think the girl, she might have been like canceled. You said, have they been canceled?
I mean, didn't they get in trouble or whatever?
Yeah, they got their YouTube demonetized and whatever. They was on some couple a lot of their platforms got demonetized. So I think now like their people just got to send them like straight cash app directly to them, where they kind of just don't even try to eliminate the middleman. They may probably be on like Patreon or something. I can't remember. Because I don't follow them. So I'm just kind of just going off of like the stories that I may see hit the timeline. But then recently they had a girl who was on their show, and I believe it was a Haitian girl, and she was saying, and she tried to throw it into like black men. It was like, see, that's why I hate black men. That's why black men don't protect black women. And everybody, and you see other women on there was like, you can't put black men into this box with them because black people don't go on their show. So you going on there for clout and you mad because it didn't play in your favor. You can't put that on black men. That don't have nothing to do with black men because you don't see a bunch of black men running onto their show. But that, again, when I'm tying that into Andrew, where it's kind of like, if you actually a fan of Andrews, I seen him clean them two niggas up on aisle 10. He brought them on their podcast. He brought them on his podcast, and he wore them two niggas out. And he was defending black women. So that's my only thing with I get, like, so I'm saying, I'm cool. I understand the Andrew shit. I understand why some people may feel some type of way. But again, because I'm somebody who actually watched The Brilliant Idiot, and I done watched certain episodes of Flagrant, I watched him clean them two niggas up. Like, I'm talking about, he took them niggas to church. Like, them niggas was sick when they left his show. But that's my whole thing. Even when you talk about it's still a community of dudes who don't have no type of they don't have no type of chemistry or no type of rhythm with women at all. So they listen to niggas like Myron. So they'll sit here and eat up when he's sitting here bashing women, and not just black women, just women in general. He could be just going crazy on women, and there'll be so many dudes in his junk. Oh yeah, man, I hate women and this, that, and the third. They just all these, it ain't nothing. I'm not sitting here saying that, but that's the difference. But I understand there are some men who don't have the you don't even have the choice or the option to sit here and say, I'm gonna take myself out the game and I'm gonna go 2 years clean. Some dudes just, you don't even stand a snowball chance in hell, and ain't nobody in your DM checking for you. It's not nobody sitting here flirting with you or nothing. You just SOL. So for the niggas who just that SOL and kind of can't get it, you look for dudes like Myron. You look for the Kevin Samuels. And it's it's a long list of other dudes on YouTube who may not be as popular as Kevin Samuels was, but just think about why he got so popular when he kind of started to talk crazy about women, because other women was eating it up and other dudes was eating it up who had no type of hope with women at all. Because it's a lot of dudes who sit on YouTube all the time and don't got no hope with women, can't get a date. So you looking for the niggas who kind of ready to slam dunk on women. Oh yeah, so that's kind of the thing. So just even with that, all that being said, it's still like we kind of got to just as people be careful on what we kind of champion, because I think one of another reasons why I even wanted to kind of keep going on these little mini rants throughout this episode. A homegirl of mine sent me a video of what's the dude? I think it's with his Charles and the little slow dude we talked about. That got the song. We talked about it. What was that, like 2 weeks ago? We even talked about it a couple of times on here. But him and what's this lady name? Miss Nat or Miss what's this? Netta or whatever. So if it was them two, I'm gonna play the clip of them two. They in the kitchen. I couldn't even believe this. Like, I'm gonna play it right now.
So and we did our thing. What you think?
We did a dang thing, you heard?
Really?
Yeah.
So are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, then let's go. Let's go. Charles, your dinner is ready. All right, let me pull my chair out for my king. Hey, King. How you doing?
All right. Ooh. What we got here?
Oh, what we got here? Stop.
No, boo. I go. Young lessons ready, man.
I forgot.
Now clock that T.
Okay.
What you cook for us? So, I got some chicken. If you want some pork chop, we can definitely give you that too as well. You go ahead and get your pork chop.
All right, so watch Big Marco going to get that pork chop. We've been cooking.
But just think about this. So a homegirl of mine sent me this, and she's like, bro, why are these people famous? But just think about for just the black community. Just imagine if you was white and you was like, damn, this is the shit that black people champion. Like, what would you, because as a black person, when I watch this shit, I kind of be like, why are these people famous? Why do we
But I think white people got their, like, their honey, what's that little honey boo boo, all them, they got their same, they got this too. You just don't know them. White people got their, yeah.
If I don't know them, then to me, I ain't gonna say they don't exist. But if I don't know about them, they just like, if you sit here, listen to what I'm saying. If white people got, if I'm comparing, what's this Miss Nat?
The Hawk Tui girl. She was.
Nigga, I would take Hawk Tui girl over Miss Nat and Big Marco any day. Like, if that's what we comparing, if I'm comparing Big Marco and Miss Nat to Hawk Tui, bro, I'll take Hawk Tui 90 days going. Like, are you looking at these two people?
Yes, I seen them. I don't pay attention to that shit.
But my point of it is, you'll see so many. Look how many comments did this shit have?
Yeah.
Bro, this shit got 41. This shit got 4,100 comments on it and 12,000 likes. That's just my point of just like when we sit here talking about, how do we? Again, I'm not trying to shoot Andrew Schultz no bail at all. But how can you sit here and be like, I want to cancel Andrew Schultz, but y'all make this shit famous? How? Like, those two things kind of just can't even go hand in hand with each other, dog. Like, I can't even take this serious. Like, man, stop, dog. Again, but this my point is, think about if I'm a podcast or if I make music or anything, and if I can see 100 of my friends like and comment this shit and be in the comments and entertaining this, and I feel like I'm putting in thought, performing content for my community, and I'll get 0 comments, bro. Like, you know how defeating that is to black people, and then you'll get sellouts like, shit, all right, well, cool. If I'm just think about it. If I'm Jason Whitlock, then all right, well, cool. Well, I tried to uplift my people and I try to make content for us. They didn't like it. They didn't support me. They wanted to support Miss Nat. So now I'm just every chance I get, I'm a pander to white people and I'm a shit on black people. I kind of can't be mad at him because I know that's what it is. Like, if I'm a content creator and I look at whatever Big Marco and Miss Nat, they lit on social media. They get posted on Shade Room and all the blog pages, and they doing millions of views and getting endorsement deals. But I'm Jason Whitlock or I'm Candace Owens, and nobody don't pay me no chance. Shit, look at Charleston White. He tell that every chance he get a chance to tell his story. When I used to do right, people didn't pay me no attention, didn't care about me. They didn't start paying me no attention until I started talking about Nipsey Hussle dying, and I was being disrespectful with the way I was delivering that message. That's how screwed up we are as people. But again, I just can keep bouncing all around on that topic. But it was just real quick, kind of double back on the conversation that we was having last week about gambling. I seen a jump where it was a dude placed a $3 million bet on the Eagles today versus the Carolina Panthers. The Eagles was a -700. So for a -700, like you would literally have to pay. So for him to win $428,000, he had to bet $3 million. So that's just to let you know how how much money you have to put down to actually make some money if it's a -700. Because I'm sure that was the money line. So he literally almost would have lost his money because that game literally was just an incomplete pass away from the Panthers beating the Eagles. I'm like, bro, when I seen that, I said, oh yeah, Marcus is right though. Betting $3 million on a game is ridiculous. I mean, of course, if you got him to gamble, then I mean it is what it is, but still, it's just that is kind of ridiculous. And it's like, damn, you was literally that close to losing $3 million.
Yeah, some people don't got it. You just
that's
you
insane.
hoping on the pawn star. You wishing on the pawn star.
I mean, you ain't wishing on a pawn star if you got if you could put up $3 million. If you could put up $3 million, you got $3 million.
Shit, some people be putting up a lot of their shit.
How you can't? You have to have it to put it up. You can't. You just.
But right, but if I'm sitting here, let me sell this. I'm selling it. Like people do it. It ain't like
I mean, people may do it, but that right there, if you talking about if you on one for
that's how sports. I mean, that's how bookies be having motherfuckers hanging over them.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's a bookie thing, but for especially if you're doing this on a gambling app, for you to even be able to place bets that big, again, you won 9 times out of 10. You gotta have already won that type of money. You gotta kind of have that type of traction or that type of motion already going through your account. You can't just one day. I can't just randomly wake up and be like, I'm gonna put $1 million on my FanDuel account, and I'm normally only putting $10. Hell no, I can't make a jump from $10 to $1 million. No, nigga. They got restrictions on your joint. And they got restrictions on how much money you can pull out. Like it's a dude I follow on Twitter, and sometimes like his joint won't never let him pull out more than 13,000. But I've seen this nigga post his winnings, and he be winning like 20 bands, but they only let him pull out like 13 at a time. And sometimes they suspend his account if he didn't won too many times, like back to back. So that should get tricky.
Tell us that oat milk is bad for you.
I had the idea and I knew it was bad. My mom had told me, but I just didn't tell you. But when you found out, you're like, holy cow.
Because I'm out here getting oat milk coffees every single day thinking that I'm healthy. Apparently it has so much shit in it and it's terrible for you. So oat milk is out. Apparently almond milk is fine, but like really we need to be like on the whole milk trend and getting milk from cows.
Why is oat milk bad for you?
I don't know. Can you look it up?
It's linked to cardiovascular disease and insulin resistance, a precursor to diabetes.
Oh boy, I'm already on the train to get diabetes.
This is fast tracking you right to it, dude. It can cause a spike in blood sugar because it's higher in starch than some other non-dairy milks. Added sugar, so they add sugar to it, obviously. Stomach issues because it contains emulsifiers and gums to create a creamy consistency. So it's way more artificial, basically, than they're leading on.
Like they make it seem like it's so good for.
Only reason why I wanted to play that clip, of course, because y'all know, I especially the new year coming in, and I kind of always want to get on the health kick a little bit. I would just recommend if you are a coffee drinker, bro, just drink it black. If you got to put all the extra shit in it and make it taste better, then just get you an energy drink. That's it. Like that would be my only advice. And I know energy drinks ain't the greatest. If you like me and you kind of want to fake be healthy and trick yourself out, don't get the straight energy drink. Get you one of these pre-workouts because it ain't no sugar in the junk and they got less stuff in it than a Red Bull. So I mean, realistically, 9 times out of 10, it still ain't good for you, but it's better than a Red Bull. But if you about to sit here and drink coffee and you got to put a whole bunch of other stuff in it, bro, just get you an energy drink. Like, if you can't just drink your coffee just straight black, then just cut the BS and realistically, like I said, just get you an energy drink or get you a pre-workout. Real quick, I guess in other real adult news, because we were talking about health issues, might as well get right into it. The CEO, what health John was his John? United Healthcare guy smoked and real quick, I did sit here and say I told myself I was going to use my word in a little bit better when we talked about death. But I do think, let's be clear, I don't think all death is created equal. And I'm sure if you've been on social media and watching how different people speak on this gentleman's death, you kind of see how people kind of especially people who got older parents, or you got parents who actually have been denied certain healthcare things, or if you've seen the spike in certain health, like getting diabetes medicine, or even when we talk about insulin, or you're talking about the Ozempic, or whatever the case may be. Let's be clear. So some people were celebrating this man getting killed in broad daylight because that healthcare stuff is real. I mean, of course, realistically, if you haven't had your own healthcare issues, or if you don't know anybody related to it, you may be a little bit more sensitive to his death. But if you somebody who really, and that's why you see a lot of people sitting here saying, oh, this could have been a hit, or this could have been blase blah, or then some people could have been, and then you hear some people, like I was in the gym and I was listening to two older military dudes talk about it, and they kind of just threw it off this could be easily somebody who served in the military who just didn't get they just didn't get their healthcare just in the trash. And I was listening to them talk about it because they was like describing, just because both of these gentlemen, I guess they know each other from serving in the military, and the way they were talking about it, like what he did didn't seem like unbelievable to them. Because I mean, if you served in the military, and I'm talking about not just somebody, oh yeah, I served in the army, I'm talking about somebody who actually literally had went to war and served some real time and actually then kill people serving in the military. What he did don't seem like unbelievable. Like they feel like they could do it, and they can understand how somebody could come home, you done served, and let's just sit here and say, let's just play the hypothetical game. Let's sit here and say this person has served in the military for 15 plus years, then got endless bodies in their belt as well while they serving the country. But then you come back and you may be a little bit off. And because let's be clear, if you served and done enough time, you've actually been in wars, or you've been in some of these countries where they're sending you and deporting you to somewhere where they're real live doing wars. You've lost people. I remember literally when I was working one day, I remember this dude, he was telling me he was about to go to a strip club in Baltimore. And he was telling me, he was like, man, it was me and this dude. We was like 7 years in, and I literally seen him get blown up right beside me. Like you can't, I can't imagine. So you kind of, when you see stuff like that, you mentally kind of ain't gonna never be okay. Like you can't tell me like just think about sometimes if I don't know how many of y'all just sit here and maybe scrolling too late at night, and then the last couple of videos you may be watching got something to do with death. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a dream about that. So just imagine, or it may not be a dream to that extreme exactly what happened, but your dream may be catered to whatever the last video you may have seen, especially if it's something tragic. Excuse me. So just imagine you actually serving time in the military and seeing not one person that you then came and served with, but multiple people you may have served with get blown up or get there, whatever the case may be. Like, or you hear them stories where they like to sit here and thinking about to pick up a prostitute, and then the woman got glass in her vagina, and the dude they like that's, if you have not heard those stories, find you some older people that actually served in the military. And I mean served and actually got sent off to where there are real life countries having wars. Bro, their stories be so insane. So listening to them talk about how that could have easily been somebody. Or imagine if you served for the country and then your mom got cancer and you can't really, and they giving, and the healthcare dude giving your mom acid kissing, you served this country. And that's why they were sitting here saying, that's why I don't know about what they were saying on the bullets where it was like denied or something. I can't remember whatever the 3 words was on the 3 different bullets, but just hearing those things and you hearing military people actually talk about, and I'm sure they not talking just hypothetically, they talking because they served and they know people when they serve this country and their family members may not have good health care. And some people don't. Like I said, when I sit here and say this every time, I've been saying this at least for like the last 2 months, bro, people's level of crash out, everybody's level of crash out ain't the same. Everybody can't tolerate life hitting them the same way. So you hit this speed bump of a thing that they call life. Everybody don't tolerate it the same way. So somebody can sit here and say, I done served, let's just sit here again, we'll say the hypothetical, I served 15 years in the military, and then I come back and my wife or my mom got cancer, and now you telling me I can't get good health care, but I served for this country for 15 years, but you sitting here leaving my mom or my wife to die because you don't want to give them the proper treatment? Like I believe Blue Cross or Blue Shield, I believe they had something and they kind of had to take theirs back because they were sitting here saying they was putting a limit on or putting a cap on the anesthesia. So you could be under surgery, and if your anesthesia way off for an hour, you SOL. So just kind of when you hearing all of these stories, and that's why people was kind of like, after the dude for the United Healthcare, people was like, they was tagging the dude from the Blue Cross Blue Shield jump.
Because that's crazy. As much money as you pay every 2 weeks or every week, however you get paid for the healthcare, is no reason why it should be like this. Why is it like this? You playing with people.
Of course. And I think that's why realistically in this kind of just like the decent human, nobody wants to sit here and get on a microphone or just be using a platform and kind of be championing somebody getting killed. But then it's still just like the other human to you is kind of like, but when you're hearing people tell some of these tragic stories on how the healthcare system is playing with their relatives, again, when I sit here and say this all the time, you can't control how another person is, how far they're willing to take their crash out. And just because it seemed like a little bit more methodical for the average person, but yeah, the average person ain't served time in the military neither. Like these people got families of their own. These people, if you sit here and want to say it's a hitman, let's just say if this was just a hit, like do you watch some of these shows? Like if you watch, it's a joint I talked about on Netflix. It's called what is it called? The Madness. And a lot of them people, like it was like a lot of like little government stuff, but it was a lot of like a lot of those hitmen people or people who was pulling strings, they still had family members. And that's how people, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, when you want to get close to a hitman or you want somebody to slip up who's in that type of line of work, you try to get to one of their family members first because those are the people who kind of a little bit easier to get next to than it is to actually get next to a hitman. But those people still got family members, and that's who those people always end up coming back to save you. We just tying this into hypotheticals and we tying it kind of into movies as well. If you watch how those movies play out, that's 9 times out of 10 how they play out. Oh, I can't get next to the hitman, but I can get next to his wife or I can get next to his daughter. So people come back for those situations. So realistically, yeah, I'm coming back to sit here and save my wife. So you sit here saying my mom or my kids or somebody else, you're not giving them the proper health care, and I didn't serve for this country, or I didn't, like you said, they taking money out of my check every week or every 2 weeks to sit here and pay it. And then you sit here saying now they're getting denied for whatever service they need, or they got to pay extra for this type of service or this anesthesia or this chemo treatment or whatever the case may be. Bro, people crash out level is different. And I get it for most black people. Again, I tell y'all, sometimes y'all crash out don't be really on shit. And y'all really don't be willing to take it there. Them white people really be to take it there. And you can kind of tie that into Donald Trump sitting here saying he's going to free the 6. I ain't mad at him. And when I say free the 6, and I ain't talking about Drake, I'm talking about the goddamn January 6 people.
We're going to look at everything. We're going to look at individual cases, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm going to be acting very quickly.
Within your first 100 days, first day?
First day.
First day.
Yeah, I'm looking first day.
Issue these pardons.
These people have been there. How long is it? 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
You know, by the way, they've been in there for years, and they're in a filthy, disgusting place that shouldn't even be allowed to be open. I'm going to look at everything. We're going to look at individual cases.
4 million families in America who have mixed immigration status. So I'm talking about parents who might be here illegally, but the kids are here legally. Your borders are.
You're talking about separation.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are two aspects to this. Your border czar, Tom Homan, said they can be deported together.
Correct.
Is that the plan?
Well, that way you keep well, I don't want to be breaking up families. So the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together, and you have to send them all back.
Even kids who are here legally?
Well, what you going to do if they want to stay with the father? Look, we have to have rules and regulations. You can always find something out like, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. I'll tell you what's going to be horrible. When we take a wonderful young woman who's with a criminal, and they show the woman, and she could stay by the law, but they show the woman being taken out, or they want her out, and your cameras are focused on her as she's crying, as she's being taken out of our country, and then the public turns against us.
4 million families in
America. So like I said, a reason why I even played that clip is because all of those things go together. Even when we are going back to the Quavo thing, and I'm sitting here saying how easy and quick and fast black people are willing to kind of turn on their own and say, oh, this person fell off. Just look at Donald Trump. He didn't listen to, and reason why I respect this level of gangster, because he didn't turn on the people who rode for him. This is my fans. I'm never going to switch up on my fans, because my fans, their level of crash out is completely different from black people. Again, to me, sometimes and that's the sad thing, I guess, and that's probably the most frustrating thing when you talk about black people, you talk about the black culture, where it's like, we'll sit here and harm each other over petty shit, but you ain't willing to really take it there on some other shit. You think about it. Even when you seen that, but even when that news first broke about the dude smoking the CEO of healthcare, and he tried, and the police officer in New York City was like, it was a light skinned man. First, you seen people going crazy. That ain't no damn light skinned man. That's a white man, clear as day. But you know why y'all was so quick to say that? Because for a fact black people ain't built like that. Let's just keep it a buck. You'll crash out on each other. We'll smoke each other for less. But when it comes to that type of shit, you wouldn't even think twice about it, and they know that. And that again, when we talk about the January 6th shit, you know for a fact them people are built different. And if I'm an entertainer, I'd rather give me that type of Donald Trump fan base than I sit here and want you wishy-washy ass niggas who don't really want to support me for real, but y'all feel like you just gotta support me because I'm hot. But as soon as I get cold, you can't wait to tell the world I fell off. Man, yeah, free to 6. I ain't mad at Donald Trump, dog. I told you, I'm here for him to sit here and kick y'all little niggas back and so y'all can learn how to be regular human beings again. I told you, that was the type of shit I was on before they sit here and try to throw the mix in. And it was just him going head to head with fucking Joe Biden. Y'all knew that's how I was getting down. And it's time for y'all niggas to get back in line.
No, don't do that. Don't do it.
Or yo, cute.
Don't do it. It's not okay.
Do you recall that situation?
Real quick, because I just kind of was all over the place. I'm about to play this clip of Wack 100 and Ray J. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. Wack 100, his hands must really work. His level of I do not give a F is like top tier level of nigga I don't give a F. Because though he's sitting here saying, bringing up a story on I guess T.I. trying to do a wife swap with Ray J. I don't know how real this is or how fake it is, because I mean, in stories, T.I. and Tiny are into the swinging shit. I don't necessarily know what's their limitations or what they will cut it off. So I'm gonna let Wack 100 tell you the rest of the story.
I want to trade the ugly but yo cute. Said, Ray, let's party. You hit my girl and I hit yours. You like, but yo, not.
Which one? Where was it at?
Atlanta.
I don't remember, Wack.
You don't remember?
Hey, Ray,
T.I.
wanted you to yes or no, bro?
Don't.
Tiny.
First and foremost,
Come
this
on
is
now.
not okay.
Tiny.
Wack, this is not cool.
Ray, why you didn't want to Tiny, bro? She from Escape.
Nah, bro, because it didn't add up.
Not okay. That's not cool. My mama managed Tiny, and it's not okay.
Man,
she did
right now.
Wack, this is not fun.
I didn't even know your mama managed Tiny.
Bro, this
Wack,
like 20,
this is not appropriate. It's not.
Damn.
I'm trying to remember what year this was.
Wack, this isn't appropriate. Like we gotta tone down the disrespect for women, for Tiny, and for T.I. and for the whole Atlanta.
Well, T.I. been swinging allegedly.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so
hey, T.I. been swinging allegedly, Ray.
Hold on.
So I can't let the rest of the clip play out because it's going to irritate the hell out of me. So I guess my question to y'all, do y'all believe this story? Do you think this could actually be possible? Or do y'all think once a swinger, always a swinger?
I wouldn't have did that fucking trade.
If you was who, Ray J, or if you was T.I.?
If I was Ray J. Tiny for his girl? Princess,
so
whatever her name is?
Yeah, Princess. Yeah.
Fuck no.
But my question is, but do you believe that T.I. would have tried that swap out?
If I'm T.I., yeah. But if I'm Ray J, fuck no. Oh, damn Tiny. That fucking Miss Piggy looking ass. No.
So okay, then my next question is, do y'all believe once a swinger, always a swinger?
Yes.
You feel like you can't never cut it out, or you will never outgrow it?
I mean, you could, but like a lot of people, they like it. So why do it?
So y'all believe this could have happened there?
Because I mean, T.I. and Tiny, they're into that type of thing anyway.
So if you was T.I., would you get upset about this, or you kind of got to just take this on the chin?
No. Hell no.
Get upset.
Dog, she Princess, whatever her name is, she look good. No, I wouldn't be. Why would I be upset?
I would only be upset because the dude just seemed kind of crazy. Where it's like, dog, you was trying to like. I get what you're saying, just off of looks. If we just going off of looks, yeah, I'm for T.I. That would have been, he would have been coming up on that swap out. But still, I kind of don't necessarily want this type of information. No, this is still my wife. This is my wife. Still, me and her are still married. Me and her have been through a lot.
But y'all are into that.
Yeah, but.
But
y'all are into
that is in the open.
Yeah, I don't want to be out in the public. I got kids.
But you got, didn't they have the lawsuit on them about the girls doing shit?
Yeah, but they beat the lawsuit though.
But that's what I'm saying. So I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like now if you were saying like me and Ray J was doing some gay, you know what I'm saying? Something like
gay.
that. So then I would be mad about that. But no, you talking about we swapping white? No, I wouldn't care. Because if y'all into it.
I guess. If when you say it like that, I guess. I do, since we on T.I. and Tiny real quick. I guess I could sit here and play this clip of T.I.'s son King seemed like he got finessed for a baby situation that wasn't his baby. Where is this? I had to save it. I ain't save it. Oh my god, I'm gonna be Say that. Damn, I ain't.
It was actual clip.
Huh?
It was actual clip.
Yeah, it's an actual. Can you go to your likes? I think you can. Yeah, hold on. Give me one second. Shit. Damn. How I ain't. I'm about to be mad if I ain't.
What is it? He talking about it?
No. It wasn't his. It wasn't him talking about it. It was a girl talking about. It was a girl talking about It was a girl talking about T.I.'s son. Not. Damn. Mad how the.
You said it was a girl talking about it?
Yeah, it's a girl talking about T.I.'s son. Not. I swear I thought I saved the jump. T.I.'s son.
I just sent you one. Was it that one?
Oh, here you go.
Some of y'all need to hold off on the baby showers, the photo shoots, and all of that until after we get the DNA test, because you're causing your friends and family a level of stress that we are not prepared for, okay? So if you haven't heard, T.I. is really upset right now with his son King because, you know, they spent a lot of money, had a whole photo shoot with Big Nana, who is his supposed baby mother. Come to find out, she didn't know who her baby daddy was, I guess, and it is not King. They did a DNA test, and the DNA test came back that that's not his child. So obviously T.I. is very upset because he was expecting a grandchild out of this, spent thousands and thousands of dollars on caterers and photo shoots and everything for his son. Come to find out this was just, you know, one of those unfortunate situations. So like, if you don't know who your baby daddy is, or you know that you might have been, you know, sleeping around a little bit, you know, just hold off on the baby shower until the baby gets here and we do the DNA test, because then everybody can truly be excited for you. And like, we'll understand, you know, but like having us invest ahead of time, you know, that's not right. And he's pretty upset. And he wants his son to stop talking to Big Nana, I think that's her name, completely cut her off. This situation is embarrassing. And honestly, it kind of is. I mean, it was a whole beautiful baby shower, you know.
Okay, so y'all are the parents in the room. So my first question for y'all would be, how would you feel if your kid, because I hear what she's saying, like, yeah, you should take your time. Don't make sure you know who the kid. If I'm the girl, I wouldn't do it though. Like, nigga, this is T.I. Their son. You talking about T.I. and Tiny just hit a lawsuit for $71 million. If I'm that girl, then I can kind of finesse King to make him think he was a father. I'm not mad at the girl for doing it. Now, especially for. I mean, I guess this will kind of first. I guess real quick, that question would be to y'all is, if y'all was the parents, how would you respond to this, or how would you feel knowing that your kid just got finessed? And it had a big baby shower. The big baby shower was on all the blogs. All the blogs was picking it up. Oh, King was having, you know, saying he having a kid or whatever the case may be. King looked like he was trying to turn his life around. Shit, I want to say it was even a picture or video of King having a baby laying on his chest and all that. Like he was kind of like doing on his daddy daycare. So realistically, this fraternity test must have just recently came the last couple of days, because I want to say just maybe a week, maybe at the longest it was 2 weeks ago, like right before Thanksgiving, where I seen a video of him holding the baby, like doing the skin-to-skin contact. So how would y'all as parents deal with that?
I think it all depends on who's the girl. Is she your girlfriend type, or this just something that just came out? You know.
Okay, let's do two different scenarios. If it was the girlfriend, how would you carry it?
I mean, if it's the girlfriend, then I mean, I'm pretty sure I probably would accept it. If you've been around the family already, you know what I'm saying? Like I would have to accept.
So you would still accept the kid, even though the kid.
No. I'm saying when you told me the information, like, hey, you know, I'm having a baby and all that.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? But like, if you just came out of nowhere, oh, I got this girl pregnant, now we gonna do a test before, you know, from off Jump Street. Like if this is some random, I mean, especially being as though your child is a celebrity or whatever. Yeah, we getting the fraternity test from the beginning, so you wouldn't even have to go down through this path.
And you know what's so crazy? The T.I. son and Boosie's son hang together, and both of them kind of got hit with the same finesse. Like that is kind of crazy as hell. So okay, Erica, I guess as the woman, how would you handle this? If your son, let's kind of play, let's screw it. Let's say you already done paid for the baby shower. Y'all done already done the photo shoots. Y'all done already like told the family and everything. How do you respond now if this was your son?
It ain't nothing you could do. You already put the money out. I mean, you better you found out now than deal with it for 18 years and feel like, oh, okay, it's not your child.
Would you ask for some of the gifts back, or you just take the L?
Just leave it. You have to take the L. I mean, it's you know, that's your child fault. I'm not gonna be like, hey, give me the stuff back. They don't have nothing to do with the baby.
So now, what's the conversation that you had with your kid? I guess going.
Put a condom on, dumbass. Like what?
Yeah.
Protect yourself. You just running out here just having sex, raw sex.
Do y'all think that they kind of jumped the gun a little bit because it seemed? I'm not sitting here saying the king was sweet because he's probably too much of a crash dummy for people to ever think he was gay. But I don't necessarily know. I mean, I don't follow him, and also I don't know enough if he ever had other girlfriends. But I wonder sometimes do parents kind of like. Because to me, it is kind of do make sense. Like when you hit Boosie kind of like pressed like, nah, we need a fraternity test. We need because it seemed a little bit ignorant because it comes from Boosie. But for T.I. and Tiny to kind of be celebrities for so long and kind of be out there for so long, I'm like, damn, how did y'all kind of even allow all of this to go that fucking far to the point where they had a baby shower?
That's why I say, what's the relationship prior to you introducing this that you have?
But even still, you don't think even if it was a boyfriend or girlfriend, you wouldn't still kind of be a little skeptical about, because like you said, T.I. and Tiny are famous, and King is still a celebrity on his own level by himself.
But it could have got out before it could have got ahead of them. So maybe they wanted to wait, but once it got put out into the social media, then it was all right. We got to play along with it.
I know, I get it, but I mean, I thought in like 2024 you can kind of do some type of fraternity test while the baby's still in the stomach now.
I mean,
yeah,
you might
you
be
can,
able to,
but I don't.
Who's to say that she
But
might
see,
not want to do that?
that's my question is, what was this? Was this conversation never brought up before? If you was just, and that's why I'm saying I think it's more so on King. Like if you say, oh yeah, that's mine, you know what I'm saying? Like I know it's mine, then I'm gonna take your word on it. So I can't, like I said, at the end of the day, the money is spent. I can't be mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope you learn from this lesson.
Damn, that's a tough lesson to learn, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a hell of an egg to be on your face. And the only reason why, because of course I'm sure this happens to people every day in the real world, but I guess the thing that would kind of make it a little bit more nasty work is because it play out on social media. Like it literally, like the baby shower and all of that was literally all over the blogs, and it's kind of now it's like, damn.
But then that's on you though. Because that's why I say I will hope you learn from this lesson, because at the end of the day, you put yourself in this situation. So now it's just like, now moving forward, you got to move better.
I guess while we're talking about fraternity tests, it is. I don't know if y'all seen the videos. It was one video last week, and I kind of skipped over the story last week. It was Chrisean was in a 7-Eleven, and I believe it looked like her ex-boyfriend was kind of like chasing her down in the 7-Eleven, trying to press her out to take a fraternity test with her son because he's standing firm on. And I believe him and Blueface mom have been on Instagram Live together, and he's kind of standing firm that he believes that Chrisean's son is her son. And he's basically sitting here saying like, hey, me and Chrisean was sleeping around when her and Blueface was kind of like beefing or whatever the case may be. I believe that's my kid. And she kind of course, realistically, we talking about on paper, what makes better for a TV show and all the extra stuff. That realistically kind of plays out better for Chrisean and Blueface than them to be attached with each other for a kid, instead of this just miscellaneous nigga from Baltimore having a kid by her or whatever the case may be. So I get why if I'm Chrisean, I'm gonna try to hang on to the Blueface thing as long as possible. But I get where dude from like, all right, well, if it's not mine, then cool, I can move on, and I'm cool with just leaving it alone. But if I'm going to leave it alone, allow me a fraternity test. If it's not my kid, let's just take the fraternity test.
I think
so. My baby looked like him.
You doing way too much. And remember, Blueface came out and said, hey, that might
so
not
y'all
be.
feel like for y'all feel like the kid is his, and if it wasn't, then she would just let him just do the fraternity test, and if it's not yours, just get it over with.
Yeah, that's why I believe it's his, because like I said, you doing all, he's going out his way to prove that it's his, and then you not doing the fraternity test. If it's not his, why wouldn't you do the fraternity test?
Yeah, I would. I mean, if I was in her corner, I probably would recommend like do it now while Blueface still in jail. Like, don't wait and try to drag this.
No,
out
but if
make
I'm
it
in her
even.
corner, no, I'm not doing it.
Why not? Because you're trying to turn a whole new leaf anyway. So what do it kind of matter?
Because
It don't make good for TV.
See, that's what I'm saying. So do you lose your
no, but what I'm saying, I get what y'all saying. If she was still trying to come up, because I'm just going off of just how she's been portraying herself since she came home from jail. She's supposed to be trying to clean herself up. She went on did a interview with Jamal Bryan, and she was basically saying like, I'm trying to turn a new leaf. I'm trying to do what she say? I wanted to do gospel hood music or whatever the case may be. So she's trying to portray herself she's trying to come out of jail and turn a new leaf. So if you're trying to turn a new leaf, then why not just completely be like, all right, I'm gonna just take it is what it is. I mean, you still gonna be some form of celebrity. So I mean, you kind of just will have to do it like shit. Look at Jess Hilarious, nigga. Her baby father was just a random nigga. He ain't nobody. So I mean, if you really going, because I think it's no way.
But it's a big deal. But it's
no,
a
listen
big
what I'm saying. But
difference
how?
between-
Let's keep it a buck. No, I don't know if you've seen these pictures that's floating around the Blueface when he in jail right now. With all them, he not coming home trying to change his life and give his life to Jesus Christ.
No. I get that part, but that's what I'm saying. If we've been going off of this whole facade, this image, this whatever they doing. How did that? I think that kind of really might mess you. I mean, like you said, if you're changing over, you turn over a new leaf, then I understand it. But then it's also damn like, do that really put smut on your new leaf? Because you
because you're getting it. You're not lying because at that time you maybe just. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying get it over with now because you can kind of you can get a clean brand new start if you sit here and let this dude get his baby. I mean, take this paternity test or whatever case may be. If he become the father, then cool. If not, then fine. But you sitting here trying to duck and dodge him and not trying to allow him to get his fraternity test. It kind of look a little bit more crazy on your name and kind of dragging you along. Like you're not allowing yourself that full clean swipe. Because if you're really trying to clean your image up, you realistically don't need to be attached to Blueface because he's not coming home to change his life when this nigga's in jail right now, continuously tatting his face up.
And that's why I say I think it is his because. Blueface, blend Blueface, or whatever the case may be, you ain't got him touched. You ain't had nothing to him shook. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he keep running around, popping up, you haven't got nobody that done that to him or even press him out, like press them, like stop.
Dude,
yeah.
I mean, what you gonna do? You in jail? He in.
But I'm saying,
California, he from fucking Baltimore.
Oh! I didn't know that. But still, I would think if somebody's harassing your baby mother and your
but
kid,
I mean, what can you do? Like, I mean, how much money you think Blueface really got? How you gonna get if they on two different coasts? I don't know how much. I don't know what you can honestly do. Like, I don't necessarily know what could he realistically do. Like in the real world, what could you honestly do?
but Wack is your manager. I would think you would get that taken care of, right?
I don't know. I don't necessarily know. I don't necessarily know how far his reach honestly can go when you actually sit here saying somebody is in jail. I guess right here, I guess we can kind of just let me change gears a little bit to get a little bit more serious. I do want to sit here and say everything shouldn't be content. And the reason why I say that is because, of course, I know we started this episode off when we was talking about just funeral, like clothes and stuff. Of course, again, rest in peace to Neil. So it was a video floating around of the young man. I didn't even say young man. This dude is 35 years old, the 35-year-old. And this is another reason why I'm kind of on the fence with Charlamagne, because Charlamagne did the DMV justice. He gave Slim Donkey today. He showed love to Neil. He showed love to Neil's mom. He told Neil's backstory about even his brother getting killed a couple of years ago. So Charlamagne definitely got a super different type of love from the DMV this week because that kind of just for the Breakfast Club, I don't care what people say on Twitter, the Breakfast Club is still the Breakfast Club. So for people to actually be touched and feeling some type of way, mourning Neil's loss, to sit here and see that Charlamagne get this person the donkey today, that shit mean a lot to the DMV as a whole, and especially people closest to Neil. That meant a huge lot. But again, when we talk about all content ain't created equal, again, and I'm not even going to sugarcoat this or nothing. Nigga, Crazy with Tay was out of pocket. You cannot sit here and just like, I get it, listen to it, and I understand as creating content or you're trying to keep up on social media, you kind of got to almost battle with your own duality of your own morals and principles. Everybody don't got morals and principles. Everybody morals and principles won't be the same as mine, and I understand that. But certain shit just won't sit right with people, and you kind of got to. And I appreciate people who I didn't have to say nothing. Niggas in the comment section dragged him to hell. People don't know, I'm sure. Crazy with he run the DMV Daily page, and he posted that video of the nigga sitting here running and talking about him smoking Neil. And that again, when I said that clip to y'all, I sit here and said this is why sometimes when I sit here and say everybody ain't wired the same, and that's why I don't bang with Jaspers, I don't bang with hanging at the bars, because I'm listening to a 35-year-old sounding like a 20-year-old. He literally running. You sit here and literally just killed somebody, and you run away from the scene, and you sit here talking about the person gonna be on Kill Mo News. Like, what type of childish ass shit is that?
But my only thing, I mean, when you say he shouldn't have posted, but didn't that help capture him though?
But listen to what I'm saying. You can't, because the difference is. One, you didn't have to repost it because the Kill Mo page got way more fucking followers than DMV Daily do. So you didn't have, it was already out there. It was already floating on the internet. People already seen it, but you can't sit here and be like, and the reason why I say people felt some type of way, because you can't sit here and say you're mourning as a friend and this is your friend. And then you like everything don't got to be content, dog.
Okay. See, I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know I thought maybe he probably posted for, you know what I'm saying? Like
No,
that.
I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, did of course with that video, because of course even with Charlamagne, that's why he gave him Donkey Today, because he played that clip as well into the jump. But still, with all of that being said, that ain't if you listen to what I'm saying, you gotta sit here. Sometimes you gotta choose. Am I gonna put my morals, if this is my real friend? Like, even when niggas said it in the group chat, everybody in the band, niggas put a warning in before I send this video. I'm telling y'all, you don't have to watch it. You may not want to watch it. But if you sitting here saying you built your platform on being attached to XIB, for people who know you personally, know you was attached to this band at some point in some capacity, y'all in the same age group, y'all done went to school together. Y'all share a lot of the same followers. Those people don't want to see that shit. Everybody don't have the same stomach for that. So for you to sit here and post it and it's going to get more traction, it's kind of like it's like, nah, dog. Everybody don't want, like, you pick a side, nigga. Are you a fucking media person, or is this your real friend? Because if this is your real friend, you don't want to watch this. So it's just like, I get it. Nobody don't know who run the Kill Mode newspaper. I don't know who the fuck that is. That person don't have no type of affiliation with you. And sometimes if you want to run one of those type of meme pages or one of those blog type of pages, sometimes it don't need no face attached to it. Because no face, no case. People don't hold you to no type of moral standard or no moral nothing. But even I was talking to Tommy, he was like, bro, he called Tay and he cussed him out and so did Low. And shout outs to both of them for doing that shit, because it should, to me, certain things, niggas you should have a real, like, bro, everything ain't meant for content. And that's what I want to even name this episode. It was so funny. I seen a homegirl of mine, and she was talking about that. She was sitting talking about death, and she was sitting here saying, like, bro, some shit shouldn't be made for content. If this actually means something to you, because of course, sometimes when we even talk about certain things in this out of town or attached to a celebrity, you speak on it because, like, these people ain't human, but they are human to somebody. This story, that headline, for every headline, there's a human attached to that headline. So it's just like certain things, like, okay, it's cool if you just a regular blog page and this ain't, then save the fucking I miss my man and damn it, you save all that shit. If you want to keep posting all of this extra goofy shit, then save all the sob stories. That would just be for me personally. Like, you can't, to me, it's just, no, you can't teeter the line with that shit. It's like, is this your friend or it's not? Because if this is to me personally, if that's my friend, I'm not posting that shit, dog. It's no way in hell. It's like, it's no way on God's green earth. I can't do it. I wouldn't do it. Like, that shit is just, that shit was just distasteful. And I was happy to see people in the comment section before he ended up deleting it. Like, niggas, everybody in their mother was saying that. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, no, like I said, I thought he was. And he tried to blame it on somebody else. I ain't posted this to somebody else on the, like, nah, come on, dog. Yeah, no, I thought like I said, if it would have helped capture that person, then I'm fine with. But like I said, if you got it from another page and you posting it, then all right, then like, what was the point? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even if I do agree with you on that one, because if it do help catch the person or help realistically, you kind of is like, even when Charlamagne gave him Donkey Today, is like, you cannot plead self-defense and nigga, we got 2 ears and can hear you bragging on this. That's not self-defense. That don't, like, that doesn't sound like somebody, you can't, like, bro, you know how, but just to think about, and the reason why, again, sometimes even hearing that stuff, like, I personally wouldn't post it, I wouldn't play it on here, but sometimes people do need to hear it, because we sometimes as humans, we can live in our own bubbles and don't understand how crazy and stupid other people are. Like, that's something that Charlamagne say every day. Even when he was giving Donkey Day, he was like, some days you're trying to stay away from bumping into somebody else, just having a bad day, or somebody else being crazy, because you're trying to avoid other people's crazy. And that's what I'm just saying, listening to a 35-year-old, I'm listening to that shit, and it sounds like I was listening to a 20-year-old. Like, wow, like, you talking about you damn near almost 40 years old, and you talking about you gonna be on kill mode. Like, what the like, what are we serious? Like, you damn near 40. But you got to think about it. Everybody don't grow up. Some people still have that immature, you know what I'm saying, like that immature mindset. But that's so so I'm with you on that. And that is, again, on one of the reasons why I sit here and said, even when you sit here and say everybody got vices and stuff, to me, sometimes you got to always get cool. You can have vices. And that's why I say and say, no, take your vice in the house. Because you can't, the same thing, none of y'all can sit here and say how much I love my kids and how much I want to grow. And I sit here, I sent this text in the group chat with the band. And I was like, bro, can y'all just do me a favor? Don't y'all owe y'all kids the same shit that y'all got as kids? You got to grow up with your parents. Like that, and I'm gonna keep always bringing this up, and I know I sound like the old man saying this shit, but dog, y'all parents wasn't going outside and wasn't running to bars and club every chance they get, off of the mama gotta have a life too. And when I say mama gotta have a life too, I don't mean just women, I mean women and men. But that's just the slogan because men don't never say dad gotta have a life. I'm just saying niggas just probably just don't.
But see, but that's what I'm saying. I think it's just that we in a different time because you gotta think about it. Okay, back then they did have cabarets and all that type of stuff. They had those. People were still going to those like that. People would go out and did. Everybody wasn't just in the house doing. People had parties and stuff like that. You did stuff. Now, like I said, now it's a different age and you gotta think about it. When I was younger, I didn't have the money to do for me now. Now I got the money to spend, so I do want to go out and enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different. Like that's why I say I wouldn't put it on. You know what I'm saying? Like people got their advice. They do what they what they like. But you like if you were struggling before, but now I got the money to buy drinks and you know what I'm saying. I don't got to be borrowing money. So why wouldn't you want to enjoy that?
Get and save your money and go out of town and do it there. Do something like I'm just me personally. If that's your excuse. If it seems that when I was younger, I couldn't afford to go to the club, so now I got some money. I'm just still you. Sometimes you got to be careful on where you're going. Because a perfect example, and again, when I'm sitting here just saying how just life is a little bit and why I tied in, it was just because like randomly I called after I seen that video, I called Tony and I was just like. Because, of course, for people who don't know, Tony and Ace are brothers or whatever case may be, but Tony live completely different. I called Tony and I said, I want to just give you some flowers for fucking pandering to off the white shit. And I don't mean like his audience when he do club shit ain't to white people, but that nigga is closest thing you're going to get to just, he is damn near a white man. And when I say that, just dating white women, just being around a bunch of white people, because you just get far away from the nigga shit. Because sometimes when you see the nigga shit, it just be so like, oh, what are we doing? And why the fuck I don't want to be around that shit. And just we only literally had like a 2-minute conversation. And he was just kind of like, yeah, bro, I would never in my life go there. Like it's just certain shit, just like I don't care. Just like certain, like you have to sometimes, and I understand it's not even trying to sound like on some bougie shit, but sometimes you have to know certain shit. I don't care if you wait, I'm not sitting here talking like I'm fucking rich, but I know for a fact my mentality is above going to Jasper's, dog. And if you go in there and you just look around and just pay attention, that's some joke. It's almost like niggas go in there and try to like outlive their glory days where it's like, I know I can go to Jasper's. I'm going to run into some old bitch that I used to go to high school with and hopefully she fell off just like I did. So I can buy her a couple drinks and get some pussy. Y'all niggas is rapey as hell. Niggas be wanting to go to the bar and get bitches drunk because you niggas is rapey. I ain't even supposed to be saying that on YouTube. That is what it is. Like that's really what you trying to go relive your glory days. So let me go to the local bar. That's what the fuck that is, though. It's a local bar. You hoping to bump into somebody else that's just as washed up as you. Buy them some drinks and hopefully you can get some box. Come on, dog. Like I'm cool on that shit. I still stand firm on that same conversation that I had last week. I'm not a fan of fucking Jaspers. I'm not a fan of the MGM or none of that other shit where y'all feel like I can feel like a local celebrity. And if you felt like you missed that glory day, bro, just save your bread and travel. Like go to Brazil and go buy you some box, or go to fucking Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico or something. Just go buy some box if that's just what you want to do. Like, and you feel like you missed something, like just bro, get you some passports, get you some stamps. I'm never going to sit here. Like you gotta sometimes try your hardest to get away from niggas. Like I can't, like that shit it irritated my soul so much to hear a nigga running off and talking about he's gonna be on kill mode. Like what the fuck are we talking about, dog? And that's the type of people I don't want to share airspace with nobody who think like that. It's nothing you can tell me. It ain't no excuse you can give me to make me sit here and say I want to share air with that type of person. I don't, dog. And I want to stay far as possible, as hell as I can away from that type of person. So like I said, I don't, that was just one of my little, again, that's another reason why for me, I can't even really give a fuck about Charlamagne and the Andrew Schultz thing, because he showed up for my area and somebody that like, I can't do it. I'm sorry. That shit, y'all can figure that out on, y'all live in New York City. Y'all can't punch Andrew Schultz in the face. I can't respect y'all anyway. So, I mean, it is what it is.
If you're not sure, there you go. Okay. These are lamppost charges, yeah?
At first glance, nothing looks wrong with this sign, a QR code and a website to pay for parking. Vance Ingmanson went to the website.
It was a scam. It has the logo. It says passport parking.
This happened as he tried to park his car in San Clemente. The city says it found fake QR codes stuck to about 150 parking meters along the Esplanade and Riviera Village area.
This is a new scam called quishing. It is essentially phishing with QR codes, where hackers and scammers are trying to install malware on your phone and steal your personal information. But this month being Cybersecurity Awareness Month, you guys watch out, stay on the lookout for fake QR codes. They are everywhere, and stay safe and alert out there.
And real quick, and I meant to talk about this last week when I seen it was because it was a junk that the FBI posted and was saying here saying people need to be alert for some of the fake websites that may even be advertising on Instagram or on Twitter or any of the social media platforms that allow web pages to post on, especially Instagram, because Instagram is a lot of the times where a lot of us get our where you get to see a lot of those little things like that. So when I seen that story, I was like, damn. And what made me think about that was like, one, I'm just not a fan of just like, I'd be very careful on what I will purchase off of social media, and just how often I'll put in my card on just any random miscellaneous website. Because it was so crazy because what was I on? I was on the Bible app, and I think they had it. What it was called? I forget, it was something Tuesday, and I forgot. And I was literally about to sit here and send some money to the junk. I'm like, all right, cool. Listen, I use this app every day. They, donate a couple dollars, and I was there, and I was going to fill out the shit, but then they started to ask for too much information, and I was like, I get it, it's the Bible app, but it's still the internet, dog. I don't want all of my information just on this junk like this. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I stopped. I didn't, because it was just like, why I just couldn't give the regular normal information when they started asking for too many addresses and all of this. I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Because I just felt like this shit wasn't going to play in my favor. I just couldn't do it. So when I seen that little QR junk, I was like, yeah, people probably need to be very careful. Because I know we just be in the times where everybody want to kind of like spend money, because it's the holidays, and you kind of almost feel like you obligated to spend money because it's the holidays. Because we did talk about, as a matter of fact, we just was talking about Charlamagne. I played this clip
all the time, and they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to whether or not his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy, and they were saying that nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him, that's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, nobody's above the law, I respect the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that, but he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a sudden?
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over. And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go,
stand on this moral high ground.
So I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. Listen, they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. He don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning Hunter Biden.
But you sound like you're mad.
No.
So I'm just going to, but that's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
Why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats are wrong.
So you don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't. And can I just point this out to you? The president has the pardon power, right?
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg.
Yeah,
I would never. I said that. I just think that.
Think about it. Just think about it this way.
And again, like I said, this ain't me trying to give Charlamagne a bunch of excuses for why, but I'm a Charlamagne fan, so he gonna have to do a lot more for me to kind of really get upset with him with the Andrew Schultz shit, because it's just his character. Just for me, when we talking about gatekeeping and giving black people the alley-oops, bro, he give too many miscellaneous black people that I know for a fact I wouldn't know who they was if it wasn't for him giving the platform to them on the Breakfast Club. So again, shout outs to Charlamagne. Real quick, I guess back into some DC news. There are some DC residents that are trying to sue Amazon for not giving fast deliveries in certain zip codes. And to me, again, y'all know I'm back on my Make America Great shit again. Hey, guess what? Fucking raise your kids better so the crime rates won't be so high. They stop robbing Amazon drivers, stop robbing truck drivers, stop robbing Lyft and Uber drivers. So guess what? Yeah, I'm not. Do you know what's so crazy? When you were young and you hear little stories about why cab drivers didn't want to pick up in certain areas or drop off in certain areas, you don't really understand that stuff until you get a certain age, when you start paying bills and you actually start paying attention to how wild and so ridiculous some of these neighborhoods are. And you know what that always ties back into? Just bad parenting, dog. Because it's not the parents. Parents be at work, but it's about your kids just ripping and running and doing whatever they want in the neighborhood all day, harassing people while they trying to work their job and work an honest living. And you expect for me to sit here? Yeah, I'm gonna drag my feet with coming to your neighborhood. Because I'm not trying to run. I'm not rushing to sit here and go somewhere to damn near put myself in the risk of getting robbed when I'm just trying to earn an honest living. What the hell is wrong with you? It's not. You think that's not realistically. That's not even Amazon fault. That's the fucking neighborhood fault. Clean your neighborhood up, dog. I'm sorry. Like I'm not here going to sit here and just keep pandering and lying to myself or lying to my audience and making it seem like, oh, that's just ridiculous. No, you wouldn't rush if you had to take that job, or you were sitting. If I told you, hey, can you go deliver this package, and I tell you a certain neighborhood, you wouldn't rush to go deliver to that neighborhood neither. Like, let's be serious, dog. Like, I ain't mad at Amazon, dog. I'm cool.
What was the neighborhood?
They didn't give I don't think, did they give a address to what neighborhood it was? No, they didn't give. They didn't say exactly what neighborhood it was. They just said DC neighborhoods.
Were they still charging them like the Amazon Prime?
Yeah, that's the fuck up.
I'm sure they probably was.
Then that would be the problem. Then
you get taking my money, nigga. You not bringing.
Don't offer it to me if you're not gonna give it to me on time.
I mean, I ain't never ordered from Amazon, so I don't know how that works.
But that's how it's like. You pay extra, like every month you get extra, so you can get your 2-day delivery. So if I'm paying that monthly or yearly, then I should get my package in 2 days, like you say I'm supposed to, or the next day.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
So that's what the problem lies. I'm paying for the service.
I guess if you put it like that, but I mean,
and I guess you can't deny us because we live in a bad area, but you can't take our money and not deliver our packages either.
Then that's the case.
I think I'm sure they probably delivering them, but they just not rushing
but I'm paying for that fee. Then you can't make me pay.
If I'm Amazon, I can't sit here and say, well, I can't offer you Amazon Prime because you live in this neighborhood.
Right.
That sounds even crazy.
So then deliver. That's what I just said. So then deliver the package in 2 days, like you're supposed to.
Or give it to the little drivers that do the
Give it to the
little temporary drivers.
And they
the one that drive their cars.
And guess what? People, guess what the thing is? If you fill out an application for one of them jobs, you get to pick the areas you want to work in. I guarantee you, if you sit here just was thirsty for a holiday job right now, I ain't trying to, because I want people listen from all over, but just fuck it. We just gonna keep it a buck right now. If I guarantee you, if you sit here and wanted to do Amazon Express, I guarantee you will get accepted, and they'll sit here and try to do one for Tyson's and watch how long it'll take for that fucking area to get approved for you to do that one, and try to get one for Southeast. I guarantee you that before the week is over, you do the one for Southeast, they'll have your ass approved before next Monday. Before I can record another episode, I guarantee you'll get approved to deliver packages in Southeast before you'll get approved to deliver packages in Tyson's. Because I guarantee you the waiting list to deliver in Tyson's and Bethesda is way longer than sitting here, the waiting list to sit here and do Amazon Express if you sit here trying to do it in a bad neighborhood. Like, come on, dog.
But that's the thing. I feel like if you offer me a service and you're telling me, hey, I got to pay this to get my package, then you need to find the people that are willing to go in there and deliver that to that area. You can't sit here and make somebody pay for that service, and you're not doing the service that you're supposed to be paying for. Like, that's the crazy part. Regardless of the area, if you paying for that service, I need my package in 2 days.
I mean, you get it, I guess, whenever, but I'm not. I don't know. I don't know how it works because I ain't never delivered them packages, and I don't order Amazon, so I don't know what's the thing they deliver, but I just know the difference on how often packages go in certain neighborhoods, and then some of them they just don't. Like, and I ain't mad at the drivers because, nigga, I know how bad some of them neighborhoods is, and I think sometimes we just got to be honest. Like, and that shit go into the parenting again. Like, you can't sit here and neglect the parenting. Real quick, just because I should have tied this in when we talk about the almond milk. I hate sometimes when I be forgetting what clips I have, but I do want to say, I'm not gonna lie to you, Planet Fitness is upgrading their equipment in some of their gyms, and they taking out that corny ass purple. And I ain't gonna lie to you, because of the cheapest prices on Amazon, on Planet Fitness, and because Planet Fitness realistically are the only gyms that still open 24 hours in the DMV, probably besides Gold's Gym and Ritchie Road, and I believe the one in Crofton is also 24 hours. Planet Fitness may be a go-to one, especially they still keep their prices a little cheap. So I'm gonna play this clip real quick of this dude kind of breaking down some of the equipment. But I was watching the actual video, and I ain't gonna lie to you, that they low-key has some way better equipment than LA Fitness got right now.
finally rolled out all their new equipment in their gyms. Now, some of the machines and equipment they added were a hack squat, plate-loaded chest press machines, shrug machine, a hip thrust machine, and that's not only it. They also added deadlift platforms and squat racks now to some Planet Fitnesses. And if your Planet Fitness is currently closed for a couple days, that means that they're renovating the entire gym. Like, they've come out with this whole new look for certain Planet Fitnesses around the country, and it actually looks really good. Some people are worried about the memberships now raising because all these renovations and machines they've added, but they actually upped the membership already in 2023 from $10 to $15. That's why all these renovations are able to happen. So your Planet Fitness gym membership should not go up. The CEO doesn't want people to be on the edge just because of the price of the membership, so they're going to keep it still low. I've even seen some locations have dumbbells up to 120 pounds, so they are really trying to change the game when it comes to this company. And honestly, for only $15, this is an absolute steal. If you're trying to work out in the new year, this is a great gym to start at. Let me know, would you actually consider a Planet Fitness gym membership now? Because I think I actually am.
And you know what reason?
And let me ask you this question, right? Because just like going back to that whole Amazon, if you was paying for a gym membership or whatever the case may be, but then the equipment's always fucked up, you won't want I'm paying for a service and I can't.
No,
use
yeah,
it.
for sure. But that's not the reason why. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I mean, that is something that I think that's some older people to kind of always will get upset about, and that's why sometimes the reason why And the crony thing is, like, the older I get, and maybe just because LA Fitness kind of got a little bit better with their music selection, like it seems like they got like a DJ, not a DJ playlist, but you can kind of hear somebody actually. I'm sure it's a DJ who already actually set it up and it's just floating around in the LA Fitness. And there may be different jumps because sometimes it's a little bit more Drake heavy and a little bit more Rihanna, and then sometimes it's like super like I ain't never heard none of these songs before, but I do like it a little bit. So sometimes I kind of like, all right, cool, I'll take my headphones off and then just let me just hear the gym sounds and hear what people in the gym actually talking about. So that is something that older people will get upset about. Like, I'm paying $40 a month, this pool's supposed to be open, or the sauna. Like, older people get upset about shit like that. Younger people kind of just be like, all right, it is what it is. We take it for what it is. So you kind of just know how it is. So and just even again, when I told you this before, how I can tell you, like, when the gym is about to close, when they get close to 11 o'clock, the gyms where it's more white people in there, they don't get on that microphone and be like, hey, we about to close. That's some black people shit. When I go to the gyms when there's more black people in there, they'll get on there, hey, we about to close. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck up out of here. They don't say fuck, but they'll be like, it's time to get up out of here. Like, and they'll keep saying it. Like, it's this one girl, oh my God, she is so annoying. Oh my God. But is she in a gym where she know it's nothing but black people? But she'll try to make it funny. Like, it's a little gay girl, and she'll make it like jokes about, hey, put your balls down. If you're in the basketball court, drop the balls, pause. Like, she'll just try to make little jokes, but you only can do that because you know you in a gym full of niggas. If this was some white people in this gym, you wouldn't behave like that. And I know why they wouldn't behave like that, because I go to some of the gyms, the ones that's a little bit further out in Baltimore and further out in Maryland, it'd be a bunch of white people in there. The people that work the front desk don't say shit like that. It'd be people that be lingering in that gym, just getting in the shower at 11 o'clock, and they don't say nothing. Nigga, you go to one of them black joints, you can't do nothing, and you cannot do nothing but change your clothes at 11 p.m. You ain't about to take no shower, nothing like that. So it's just a difference. But again, going back to the Planet Fitness thing, looking at two things I wanted to say. I wanted to give Planet Fitness a little bit of credit for, because one, they smart and they probably knew that influencers on social media don't want to record in Planet Fitness, because it's just that when you see that purple equipment, it's almost like people don't take your workout serious. I don't know why, because people just feel like it's not no free weights. The purple equipment just look cheap. So for them to kind of say, all right, cool, we're going to upgrade our equipment, but we're going to take the purple out, that let me know that whoever runs the corporation, they know for a fact how the influencers are thinking and why people aren't coming to that gym. Because you need influencers to make the gym a little bit more popular. So realistically, if I know the purple equipment is turning people off, then let's swap this equipment out and let's upgrade the equipment and let's take the purple out, so we can kind of make it seem a little bit more color friendly when people are doing their videos in it. So shout out to Planet Fitness for that. To me, I seen how they was thinking on multiple different levels. I do want to play this clip of Dr. Cheyenne Bryan, because we had our conversation on here last week when it was kind of like, we didn't really go super crazy, but we kind of did agree to disagree on the Neo situation, because y'all did feel like he could be genuine in his found relationship. But Cheyenne Bryan kind of doubled down on what I said, and I feel like she was a little bit more aggressive with her point of view, because she's a woman.
What is Neo to you, Dr. B?
He's a womanizer. He cheated on his wife, and that's why she left him. He didn't cheat once. He cheated over and over again. He's a womanizer. And now what he's doing is, as a womanizer, he's gaslighting himself and that wife to make it seem like he wants polyamorous when you never wanted polyamorous from the beginning. You wanted to be married but didn't have the discipline to do it, and your wife left you because she didn't tolerate that shit.
Maybe.
And so she pivoted from you, and now you're going and he's making these other women pay for the heartbreak that he caused to himself by saying, I want to be polyamorous. That's BS. You want to be married. You don't have the discipline. You don't have the tools to do it. So now you want to make sure you put out into the world, look at me. I want to be polyamorous because I cheated. No, you failed in your marriage. You're effed up, and that's the problem. Now you need to heal from that and not have these self-project your pain onto these women about your messed up decision making. Period.
Okay.
That's it, right?
So shout out to Dr. Cheyenne and Bryan. One thing I love when when it's one of those women who kind of find her way through social media and she kind of be spanking niggas, because she be spanking niggas when she get into that bag and she kind of really get to the floor and really do niggas dirty. And I agree with her. I tell, like I said, we had that conversation last week. I don't believe the Neo shit is real, and I believe he's kind of doing the same thing with Cam Newton. Because if you actually believe what you were saying and you really felt like these relationships was genuine, you wouldn't be going above and beyond trying to promote it and push it in people's face. Because you never been a super push it in people's face type of relationship type of nigga in the first place. You wasn't doing that when you was married. You don't even do that with your kids or nothing. So why are you trying to do this now with these two just random ass women and trying to like put like this shit? To me, it just screams that shit seemed fake. It seemed fake. It seemed forced. And I agree with her. It's just like, if you really believe that and you felt that comfortable in it the same way with Cam Newton, you wouldn't still be keep trying to look for validation via social media to get an amen choir to amen your relationship. I don't want to kind of go dark right now. Let's can this on.
Except the conspiracy to me is to try to convince me that the times have changed, and we went from, in the Black community, producing Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston to what really Black people really want to hear right now is Sexy Red. And so that's the reason why these record labels are going to Sexy Red and offering her a deal. I refuse to believe that. So yes, power is held by these labels when they go out, and I don't mean that as any disrespect to her. Yeah. What I am saying is that frequencies are real, okay?
Exactly.
Frequencies impact your spirit.
There's been brothels and strip clubs and stuff since the older profession
I'm talking about music, and you are correct, but Confucius said, listen to the music.
And you'll be able to know the
and there's a reason for that.
Society.
This people, in my viewpoint, have a lot of power in the music industry, also understand that. There is no reason to fight to put filth on the airways and then try to convince people that it's free speech.
Because it's
in fact,
profitable.
I will tell you, these people are being pushed in a certain direction. Women, you're being told, can you make it sexier? I will not accept the
So I guess my question to the room is, do y'all believe or do y'all agree with what she's saying? Do y'all think that people, or can people like both? Could people still like Michael Jackson and like that type of music with some real substance and still like Sexy Red as well?
I think you could like both.
Why
can't you?
I don't know. I mean, I believe you can like both. I mean, I feel like that you kind of get to see that people like both. I mean, look at how people like the message that Kendrick Lamar was pushing off, and people still like Sexy Red, and people still like Glorilla.
Because it's like she just like kind of like a good time. Like everybody just want to go out and have a good time or whatever. You don't always want to be serious. Like I think you could do both.
Do you believe that the music business do kind of push some of these people to the forefront because it doesn't take a real skill, or do you think it's the actual people who pushing it? Because I can kind of tie that back into the conversation we was having maybe a couple of minutes or maybe an hour ago when we were talking about the Big Marco and the Miss Nat. Like it's kind of like that's not a music industry thing. Like these people aren't signed to a major entertainment company or they got big crazy endorsements or nothing. It's kind of like the people kind of make them famous. Now let us be clear, I don't know who run these blog pages, so could these blog pages be a little in pocket with some of these labels, and some of these labels maybe paying a little bit extra to be like, yeah, let's put a little bit of budget to what's this person right here. You post these people a little bit more too. I don't know, because I don't know how that works. Because again, even just when I'm saying I don't know how Miss Nat became famous. Like I don't get it. Like when I see that, I don't get it. Like I really don't get it. Like at all. Like nothing about this person is appealing to me. So how did this person get famous? But I'm sure obviously to some people it got to be appealing because there's an audience watching it.
I mean, I like I said, I think you can like both. I think they do push a lot of because I think you talked about that before with the Taylor Swift and stuff like that. I think for Black music, they push the ratchet, they push the sexy, because that's what they want to portray. So the people that are talking like the Kendrick Lamars or whatever, they don't get as much press because that's what they feel like. I don't think they back that as much as they do the ratchet stuff.
Do you? I mean, I guess so. Do you think that we kind of fall short on that? Is that a us thing as well? Because we're not looking for it as much.
No, because y'all entertain it, y'all, and I think that's more so like because when you think about it, when you come on the TV and you see the reality shows and all that, I'm gonna keep marketing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna keep pushing. If that's what you like, the ratchet, the twerk, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm gonna keep pushing. Then.
But if you don't give people opportunity, if you're not pushing the other side, and this is all you're pushing, then you can't say that. If you're not exposing,
but that's my thing. But is that my fault that you, like Mikey said, what's name last week? Like, that's not my fault that you not looking for other artists or you not, you know what I'm saying? That's you keeping yourself.
That's the label's fault.
But I do agree with what Eric is saying.
If you don't show us that, then how do we know about that?
But
You're
that's
not pushing that.
But that's my thing. If you like what you like, you can find other artists
If they're not, but they're not pushing it, is what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. But you don't have to. What my thing is, you don't have to listen to the Sexy Red. It's other artists out there.
But, no, but listen to it. But I agree with both of y'all saying. You're absolutely right. It's two things could be true. You don't have to listen to Sexy Red, but for somebody that's just insane for the room, period. Especially y'all two, y'all not really just looking for new music. So you kind of may need, just even when you said it last week with the playlist, sometimes you need an assist to figure out like, hey, what do I not? Can somebody assist me onto what's going on or what's new out there? So when you're giving me this as an assist to figure out what I may want to listen to, if all you are giving me assist to is Sexy Red, Glorilla, Lotto, Meg Thee Stallion, and whoever, and that's not no knock on none of them, but if that's all you giving me to push to and you ain't really giving me nothing else, it's kind of just like, all right, well, yeah, you're right. I don't have to listen to them, but you're making it way easier for this option for me. You can almost look at it like fast food. It's kind of just like, yeah, I don't have to eat fast food, but if I just work the 12-hour shift and I'm driving home down Central Avenue,
it's convenient.
Nigga, that McDonald's, guess what? It's a vegan joint on Central Avenue, but that shit all the way in the cut next to the Home Depot, down in the parking lot. It's not lit up like the McDonald's and the Wendy's and the Panda Express and the Taco Bell and the KFC and the Pizza Hut. All of this is on Central Avenue. Like nigga, I can't even see it. So you're absolutely right. Yeah, I don't have to eat none of that stuff, but I just work 12 hours and I'm starving. So for people who do want to listen to new music, and I work every day, and I'm getting a little bit older, so yeah, I'm not surfing the internet, so I understand it. I'm not surfing it, and my only thing would be is to the labels, and then I do think sometimes with the artists, I think some of the artists where it's just like, if you know you're not as popular, shit, even if you are as popular, I sit here and say this all the time, like I think one of the things where rappers did, no rapper, and I kind of always tie this into Meek Mills, nobody helped assist the podcaster or the YouTube or the streamer to combat academics, because it's people who champion Corday or whatever the case may be, but guess what? If he don't help them people elevate their platform, then their voice go find flat. So if you sit here saying, if I'm a content creator, I seen somebody even get my comments and say the other day when I posted out a clip from 2 weeks ago when we was talking about Corday, and he was like, you just comparing it to Kanye because you want likes and views. I'm like, nigga, this is not gonna get me no likes or no views. Nobody don't give a, this is how I personally feel about this music I listen to. Nobody don't give a hell about no goddamn Corday. I could have not posted this video and it wouldn't have lost me no sleep, no nothing, because guess what? People ain't checking for him, and he don't do a good job on social media to help. If I said, let me see, you could put search in your name and figure out what people are talking about you in a good way and help. You got more followers than I do. You could have thrown me a oop to sit here and be like, oh, check this person, John, or whatever. They gave a review to my John. But because you don't do that, so now guess what? If I'm just sitting here saying just off of raw nature, well, what get more clicks and views? Well, shit, talking about Sexy Red, talking about Glorilla, because those names are higher in the algorithm. So sometimes you kind of, again, we're going to talk about principles and morals. Sometimes makes it hard, especially for content creators, podcasters, radio personalities, whoever. You make it a lot hard on them, especially as artists, if you don't help champion people who are trying to give you a voice. That goes back into the conversation I said earlier. You can't cancel one person or say one person fell off if you're not giving me the other alternative. And that's just what I think that goes into the record label, and that also goes into artists. A lot of artists get lazy, and we're going to see a lot of artists. Coily Ray just got off of her label. Gloss Up just got released from QC. We're going to see moving into 2025. Was it the label holding y'all up, or will y'all be able to keep that same momentum, especially for Coily Ray? Because it's like, I don't know what her real beef was with the label, because I never really clicked the videos to hear whatever she was ranting about. But I know one thing, when I'm in the gym, nigga, I hear a lot of Coily Ray, especially that joint. Oh, what's the joint with her and Skilla Baby? Coke Bottle, Baby, something, whatever. It's Coke. I think the name of the song is called Coke Bottle. But I hear that they play that song in the gym. I hear that song at least like damn near 20 times a week. If I'm in the gym 5 times a week, I've literally heard that Coke Bottle song. Because I had to even go look at my gym playlist like, damn, do I already got this song on it? And I do already got it. But the song great, but it's always on it. So I don't necessarily know whatever she may think that she was missing out on. I don't necessarily know if when she goes, when she becomes an independent artist moving into 2025, are you still gonna get these same placements where now I'm just hearing your songs miscellaneous in the gym? And I think sometimes artists don't even be knowing where their music is placed at. So you kind of you looking at it like you don't need the label. We gonna see because that's what first thing Gloss Up kept complaining. Oh, the QC won't let me drop. They won't let me drop. All right, cool. Now you off the label. Let's see how much do you keep putting out music.
Shit, I mean, like, shit. Shout out to TDE putting Doechii out there now. Like, she got all them Grammy nominees, and now you keep seeing her on TV.
Yeah, no, of course. But I think I'm with you on that one, and they do, and that is,
and you're doing a damn good job at it.
No, they're doing a great job at it. But I think for most people who are really, because me and a homegirl of mine, we had these conversations. I got 2 different homegirls. One homegirl who just really is a huge Doechii fan. So every time she do something tight, she always send it to me like, hey, I told you my girl about to be lit. That type of situation. And she right. I watched her NPR joint, and she did smoke it, and it was super like pro-black. Like if you really on your woke shit and you really on your pro-black, you watch that Doechii NPR joint, having all the dark skin, brown skin girls with the cornrows is super pro-black. It give you those feelings. But I think for a lot of people sometimes where it's like, just because maybe it's attached to TDE, it just seems like their shit be always like, it seems forced for people. It don't seem genuine because it's kind of just like when you see a lot of people like, oh, listen to this because it's a TDE artist. The same way, but just because it's like.
But see, but then that's you missing out on something. Because like you said, because it's a TDE artist. But if you listen to the projects, like, well, damn, this shit might be. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I feel like a lot of people, you got to put it on yourself too, because it's like you missing out. You got this whole because it's TDE. I know they trying to force it, but I don't think it's really good. Like that's you holding back on something that you probably missing out on.
You're right. I'm not disagreeing with you. You absolutely. And I told myself before the year was out, I was going to honestly give her album a try because again, but that kind of goes with just because her visibility, her being, and let's be clear, she do great interviews. I feel like she has a very likable personality. Mm-hmm. Even when I watched her interview on the Breakfast Club, I listened to her when she was on Joe Budden Jones. Like she is a very likable person. And like you said, and that could be just, I could be doing a detriment to myself, dragging my feet on actually listening to the project just because it just do sometimes it seems like. When it comes to media and it comes to TDE, it just do seem like a lot of that shit is just like they talk about them with like almost with kid gloves all the time. So when you hear them really pushing the artists and saying and they sign the TDE, it comes a turn off to me because let's be clear, I'm not like I said. Even when it came to that, what's the Schoolboy Q when he put out his project, it came and went. Mm-hmm. But people fake like when it came out, oh, it was this super talked about junk. But then it was like, oh yeah, it was y'all. The media told us it was super talked about, but the people didn't. It didn't get that same. It didn't get that same return like you did when you sing with Kendrick. Or even just with like look at Doechii, like she kind of like all over the place, even when it's performance wise and it's the NPR performance or whatever the case may be. Like you still didn't see like the Absol album came and went, that Schoolboy Q joint came and went. Like Doechii joint is kind of realistically it's having some staying power, and that is one of the reasons why I was like, all right, before the year over, I do honestly want to listen to her album and not just sit here and not give it a real listen. So I do want to do that. Did y'all have a chance to look at y'all Apple Music wrap up? I know how to do it. I mean, we won't have to. We ain't got to do it this week. I kind of just because I was like I said, I was just in a group chat with the band, so we were just kind of having just little different conversations. One of the things that and that was one of the reasons why I looked at my junk and I was like, it was hard for me to believe because I was just like, when it came to music, and we can kind of go through it when y'all get a chance next week to look at your junks. But I kind of figured my junk right now just for my top 5 artists so far. I listened to 1,041 artists, and number 1 was Future. I listened to Future 1,266 minutes. I listened to Kendrick Lamar 1,042 minutes. Lotto 834 minutes. Drake 752 minutes, and Glorilla 628. So that was my top 5. The round out, I mean, of course, because Metro Boomin put out his album with Future, so it kind of made sense. So that was number 6. But that kind of let you know how much I didn't listen to the 2 albums compared to the 1 album, because realistically, if I would have listened to the 2 albums as much as I listened to the 1, Metro Boomin should be top number 2 for me as much. Honcho was number 7 for me. Number 8 was Meg Thee Stallion. Number 9 was Boss Man D-Lo. I don't know how the hell Meek Mills was number 10 with 315 minutes. Lil Wayne was number 11 with 303 minutes. 21 Savage was 12. YBT Fat was 13. Lil Baby was number 14. And number 15 was Kanye West. So like I said, and that's why sometimes I was wondering the reason, and when it came to songs, and I do kind of just want to ring off the song, and I normally just don't do this so, and I probably will revisit this conversation towards after Christmas, because I feel like I just hate doing them this early, because I feel like realistically, you kind of I still got, when all the podcasts and everybody going break, that's to me is when I really get to listen to nothing but music, because it's not like, ain't no radio shows and ain't no podcasts to listen to. So you kind of listen to music more. But top songs that I listened to was Not Like Us 50 times, Honcho, Your Friends 46 times, Squabble Up 45 times, Hey Now by Kendrick Lamar 43 times, What You Know by Glorilla was 43 plays, and Plutowski, that was number 6, and that was 37 times. TV Off was 7, Sunday Service by Lotto was number 8, Blick Something was number 9 by Lotto, Sunday Service the remix was number 10 by Lotto, Hold On was number 11 by Glorilla. Ski was number 12 by Future. Big Mama by Lotto was 13. Family Matters by Drake was 14. And Settle Down was 15 by Lotto. But I just kind of like, that's why, again, I think sometimes I was wondering, like, how do they even count the streams? Because when I'm listening to these songs, I'm kind of looking at it like, damn, how Lotto Chicken Grease ain't on it? Because I know I listen to Chicken Grease probably more than I listen to Blick Something and Settle Down. So it made me kind of question, if you start the song over and don't let it play all the way to the end, do that stop the play? Like, how do they count that? Because I know, like, when I'm looking at certain songs, when I'm looking at, like,
that might be.
Yeah, because that's the only thing I can think of. Because I know for a fact I listen to that Glorilla and Sexy Red song more than I listen to any of these Kendrick Lamar songs. And even still, I'm thinking about even just like this Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, to only have 50 plays. Nigga, that day when I sit here and say when Angel Reese and them beat the fucking Indiana Fever on, I listened to that song on that day more than 50 times. But I know for a fact I probably kept playing it back. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, do they really count these jumps because you're not letting the whole song play out? So for some of these songs, like if I'm looking at Squabble Up, like, all right, I'm cool. I can get that because I just let that song play out. Or Your Friends by Honcho, it's like, that's not a song. Like, he don't got no crazy ball in there that making me go like run back and listen to that song. So I kind of get how that song could just keep playing out. And I'm just like, all right, I'm just listening to it. So it kind of makes sense. So I'm really this thing. That's why I sit here and say it. I don't want to sit here and keep critiquing rap music or just music in general off of shit, not even just music, podcasts or whatever, just off of numbers, because it's like, we don't even know how they count these numbers. Because it's just like that to me, just like it don't make no sense at all. Like, I kind of just don't. Yeah, I don't get it. I'll go just real quick. I ain't gonna name off the minutes, but I'll just go top 5 albums. Gen X was number 1. Lotto, Sugar, Honey, Ice Tea was number 2. Pluto, the mixtape Pluto was number 3. Glorilla, Glorious was number 4, and We Still Don't Trust You was number 5. And that just like, I know I didn't listen to that We Still Don't Trust You that many times. And see, they got even Not Like Us in the album. Like, how the fuck is that an album? And that's number 6. Cordae's The Crossover was number 7. Meg Thee Stallion's Meg was number 8. Boss Man D-Lo, Mr. Beat the Road was number 9. Thank God was number 10 by Honcho. Number 11, For Her Friend was number 11. Family, and they got Family Members as an album. And like, bro, that was a single, but okay, cool. That was number 12. We Still Don't Trust You was number 13. Boston Richie was number 14. And number 15 was American Dream by 21 Savage. Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how they count them jumps, and that's the reason. That was my only reason why I even brought those up, because I still just, me knowing how I play music and just like, okay, certain parts, like I said with the Glorilla joint, like I literally just kept playing it back on that when that comes to the or whatever that little shit she do, and she be like B G L O, like, and then I just always run it right back before she even get into her whole verse. So I'm kind of like, damn, are they not even counting that as a whole play? And that to me is kind of crazy. Like, nigga, I'm listening to the song. Like, why do I gotta let the whole song play through for you to even count that as a stream? To me, that's kind of weird. What else was going on in the world? I guess we kind of got some news real quick. Get into some real news. I do want to play a clip of this young man. It's like 2 kind of sad stories back to back. I want to play the one of the dude who got the bread. His family got this money for for him passing. Here we go.
Company must pay $310 million to the family of Tyree Sampson. Tyree, a St. Louis County teen, died in 2022 after falling to his death in Orlando. 2 seats were adjusted to hold Sampson that allowed him to slip out of his seat and fall. That lawsuit claimed the ride's manufacturer made a dangerous ride and did not do enough to minimize that danger. The ride has since been taken down.
As we speak tonight, the visitation.
Judge's ruling an amusement park ride company must pay $310 million to the family of Tyree Sampson. Tyree, a St. Louis County teen, died in 2022 after falling to his death in Orlando. 2 seats were adjusted to hold Sampson that allowed him to slip out of his seat and fall. That lawsuit claimed the ride's manufacturer made a dangerous ride and did not do enough to minimize that danger. The ride has since been taken down.
Of course, rest in peace to that young man. And
were adjusted to hold Sampson that allowed him.
I got I'm gonna put myself in the situation because I don't have kids, and I just was thinking, but just even if I was a parent, and it's kind of like, damn, if you pass away, it's kind of just like, especially I guess if I'm a parent, I wouldn't be mad if I go out and I can get my family $310 million, and let's just say if I got to live until like 70 or 60, that's a cool way to be like, cool, I kind of bless my family and change it with almost like generational wealth, because I know I'm sure nobody as a parent want to wrap your mind around losing a kid, and no type of money will bring them back or won't help you with no grieving. But I just would be dishonest if I sit here and say I heard that 310 million and it didn't make my brain kind of just go off a couple different ways where it was kind of like, bro, that's a lot of fucking money, dog. Like, I know for a fact money ain't gonna bring back nobody, and they say money sometimes won't change your pattern, it won't stop you from grieving. I don't know, but of course all the money sayings you hear, but $310 million, bro, damn, that's a lot of money. Like, dog, that is a lot of fucking money. Like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. Like, nah, like you could, man, that's a lot of bread, though.
No,
I mean, of course, because it's, like I said, that's why I don't even need you to chime in. You don't got to say nothing if you don't want to, because I mean that's a kid. And again,
no, but I'm just, but that's what I'm just saying. Like, but I get it. You get the money, but do you feel right even spending the money? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. This is like,
I ain't never had $310 million, Marcus. So I'm not about to sit here and get on this microphone and lie to you and act like I would know how I would act with $310 million. Even if you sit here and say taxes, take out half of it, you got to pay the lawyer, and I only get $100 million. Let's just say 210 go to lawyers and taxes. Cool. And I only get $100 million. Bro, that is life-changing money for your entire family. It's a lot. Listen to what I'm saying. And I know for parents, you ain't gonna be able to wrap your brain around this. I don't have kids. That's why I even sit here and say, if it was hypothetically me and I leave that money to my kids or my family, my nieces, nephews, cool. At least you feel like, damn, you go out to a legend. And if my kids don't even think twice else about me when they flying around in their new cars or doing whatever they doing, running through that money, at least you kind of get to remember your parent a little bit. They like, damn, they left you that bag. Because listen, let's be clear. It's a lot of people who die and don't leave their family shit with bills. They got to figure out how they're going to sit here and pay for a funeral. They got to sit here and start doing GoFundMes for if you leave kids and then you don't have no type of health insurance, no life insurance or nothing to even kind of like help raise your kids. So it's kind of like when you hear stories like this, it's kind of like, yeah, of course, rest in peace to this young man. But then at the same time, it's kind of like, man, you kind of set your entire family up forever now, dog. Like, and of course, nobody don't want to look at it in that moment and at that time frame, but it's like, bro, that's a lot of bread, big homie. That is a lot of money, dog. A lot. Real quick, just in other news, real quick, I do want to sit here and shout out to Ja Morant, because it was a clip that was going viral, and Ja Morant was basically saying he don't want to dunk no more for his own health and safety protocol, because it was just, I mean, of course, realistically, and that was, and the sad thing is, I seen Gilbert Arenas sit here and say Ja should have just kept that to himself. And realistically, he probably should, because, and they kind of put it to Vince Carter, because after a while, Vince Carter just mysteriously got a jump shot and stopped dunking on people. Because you don't never think of it like, damn, you do keep hitting your wrist and your arm and your hand on the rim and all of those things, or even just your landing when when you falling after you dunk or whatever the case may be. So when they said it, you don't really, as a fan, you don't think about it like that until you hear other athletes kind of break it down and they kind of understand like, why are you doing that? But it's Ja Morant, and it's like, one, Josh shouldn't say it, because it's like, you still trying to take your thunder back from Anthony Edwards. And then two, is kind of like, you ain't had a full season in damn near almost like 2 years now, from you being suspended and then your health issues or whatever the case may be, like you getting hurt. So it's kind of like, you can't say nothing like that. But with all that being said, the Memphis Grizzlies played the Boston Celtics on Saturday night, and fucking Ja Morant caught Porzingis with an up and under. Literally looked like the same exact jump from Vince Carter. And the thing is, of course, you see like, and then I forgot, was it ESPN? It probably was ESPN, and they posted a side-by-side video of Vince doing the up and under on Rick Smits, who was the center for the Indiana Pacers at the time, and then Ja Morant catching Porzingis from the Celtics. Vince Carter Jones, and I'm mad that they put them two together. Ja Morant Jones was mean, but Vince Carter Jones just looked more clean because Vince Carter is 6'6" and Ja like 6'2". Because Ja Jones, like, it barely go in, and Vince Carter Jones was just nasty. Like, Vince kind of went up and under and linked into that Jones, and his Jones was way more aggressive. Ja Jones was just like, but it was still nasty, though. And it was just nasty that it came after the fact that Ja said he wasn't going to dunk no more. And it was kind of like, and for them to beat the Celtics, like, the Grizzlies will be one of them teams in the West, and when they can really stay healthy and put their team on the floor consistently and build real chemistry, I don't know too many teams is going to want to go up against them. Like, I would love to see a first round matchup, either the Grizzlies versus the Timberwolves or the Grizzlies versus OKC. I don't think OKC or the Timberwolves. I ain't saying they can't beat the Grizzlies in 7, but you ain't sweeping the Grizzlies. You ain't even beating them. You're not even a gentleman sweeping the Grizzlies. Like, if you beat the Grizzlies, you're going to have to go 6 or it's going to take you 7. And real quick, and the real listen, this man, shout out to my boy Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole said y'all was making all them jokes. Y'all was kicking you was kicking the Wizards' ass because they did not win that one. They went 0-14 in the month of November, but their first W was the biggest W of the season. They caught the Denver Nuggets with a goddamn pool party. That nigga bought out. His nigga sit here and grabbed his nose and said, "Don't drown." That's why I like Jordan Poole, and that's the difference where you like your athletes when they so that type of swag, bro. Like Jordan, with Jordan Poole in his bag and he real live opening the pool party and hope that you can swim and give you a life jacket. Nigga, Jordan Poole did the Denver Nuggets dirty, dog. This is why I'm sitting here saying sometimes where the point shit don't matter, and this is ridiculous. Dog, the Joker had 56 and they lost to the Wizards. Nigga, you know how crazy he had 56 points and 14 rebounds and I think like 8 assists, and they lost to the Wizards by 9. Jordan Poole had that pool party wide open, and when he hit Brown with that step back hezzy and did a nigga and grabbed his nose and started doing the swimming, John said, "Oh, this nigga is in his duffel differently, though." Shout outs to goddamn Jordan Poole, though, and the Joker. Your shit was you caught you a nice little run and a nice little hype because you was white. It's over, dog. I'm sorry. Hate to tell you that. You really a one-hit wonder, and they gas you up. And the NBA and sports media going to have to come back and have to revisit all that gassing and all that extra cocksucking they was doing with the Joker. Because that nigga, he might not make it out of the first round ever again in life. Especially the way that team is set up and the way they look right now. I don't necessarily know if the Nuggets realistically, the only team that they could realistically, for a fact that they could beat in the first round if they play the Lakers. If they don't play the Lakers in Father Time, the Lakers is looking old as bro. LeBron, oh my God, LeBron looks so fucking old now. That should be heartbreaking, dog. Like, cause can I just hang it up, though? Like this, let this be. And I know this can't be your last season because you probably realistically want to go on the ways, you want to do a farewell tour. But bro, just hang it up. It's over, though. Like, he really just looked old. Like, it'd be some games where it'd be like, bro, I never in my life would have thought LeBron. If you see LeBron get over 16 now, like that shit is like. It's almost like worth celebrating because now he almost like a 16-10 type of nigga. Like the Lakers just look, oh damn, he look old. And I feel bad for Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis is literally playing like an MVP, but LeBron just look old.
But see, that's the problem where they messed up in the beginning. You kept looking at all these players, picking them up, thinking, oh, they're gonna be good on my team, but that shit ain't panning out for you. And now that shit biting you in the dust because now you can't move nobody. You attached to all these damn contracts.
What you mean? They ain't pick up nobody. Who are you talking about?
The people they done been had. Christian Woods, all them niggas. Austin Rivers.
No, none of them niggas ain't get paid.
They did get paid before. What's name? That's how they got on the team.
No, yeah, they like bare minimum. They don't have no max players on their team. There's only 2 niggas on their team as max players. Is Anthony Davis and LeBron James. You tripping? Nigga, all them niggas is
D'Lo.
No,
D'Lo has a contract. They all have contracts.
Yeah, D'Lo just got re-signed this offseason.
He didn't get re-signed.
Yes, he did. They just signed Brown because I'm a Lakers fan. Nigga, I'm telling you, he just got re-signed on the extension. Oh, because the Lakers fans wanted the nigga to gone. They got him back on the trading block right now because D'Lo been playing. And I ain't gonna say D'Lo been playing like trash because the messed up thing is as soon as the Lakers start to play bad, the first person to get benched is D'Lo. And that is kind of messed up because Austin Reeves been playing like milk and cookies this season too. Like Austin Reeves been looking like pure boo-boo too, and the first person to get benched is D'Lo. And that to me ain't fair. Because if you're gonna bench D'Lo, bench Austin Reeves as well. Like, come on, dog. Let's call a spade a spade. Both of them niggas, the lights is a little too bright. Neither one of them looking the same anymore. Real quick, I guess so before we get out of sports, I do want to sit here and say, dog, I ain't gonna do too much on Caleb Williams because Caleb Williams is a DMV native, but dog, I just love to say when I say I told you so about ESPN, Fox Sports, all of those niggas, and me and Dad just had a random conversation. He was like, dog, ESPN and Fox and them should have the same, like their contract should be up for negotiation, and you should hold their feet to the fire when they have just outrageous bad takes and keep promoting and pushing that teams should move on from players, and that shit don't pan out. Because everybody from Colin Cowherd and everybody in their mother, Commander Caleb Williams going to change the Chicago Bears. They're going to be a playoff team. Dog, they at this point, they going to not win less games this season than they did with Justin Fields last season. And their team as a team is a better team this season than they were last season, dog. Caleb Williams is a fucking bust. That Chicago Bears team is a fucking joke. Like, let's be serious, though. And the only reason, and like I said, I wouldn't even have this type of animosity towards Caleb Williams just because he's from the DMV if it wasn't because the way they did Justin Fields. Like, they did Justin Fields dirty, and it's realistically nobody gonna sit here and say, oh, he was dead wrong. And they blamed it on the coach. The coach got fired, and then they came and went play the 49ers today and got their doors blown off. And everybody, if you just look at the standings or watch 49ers games, the 49ers been playing like shit. They went into this game only a 3.5 they was a 3 over. They literally was only basically a field goal over as the favorites to win this game. So that means the Bears had a fighting chance that they could have won this game and literally got their doors blown off. Literally after the first half, they only had 4 yards total offense. 4 yards total offense, though. Justin, man, stop. Come on, dog. Don't ever disrespect Justin Fields like that again. Like, the Chicago Bears is shit, and I'm so happy that them niggas ain't gonna make the playoffs. Like, I can't, like, literally, damn, I wish I would have bet. They was literally sitting here saying that them niggas was gonna win 10 games this season. Nigga, they literally this season
just like the Jets.
Yeah, they do. They may be a little bit. I don't even know who worse. I guess let's get back into regular people news real quick. Oh, of course, the YSL case is officially over. Everybody is done. The last two on the case was Yak Gotti, and I believe the other gentleman name was Shannon something. I can't remember. Shannon, I believe, only got stuck with a gun charge, but they both of them beat all murder charges, all other drug charges, or whatever other charges they was facing when it came to this situation. And the sad thing, I guess, sometimes, again, when we talk about every headline has a actual human attached to it, because realistically, of course, people will celebrate because, I mean, the bigger names attached to the story are the YSL members. So people will celebrate Yak Gotti beating the charge. But of course, some of those murders that they had him on charge for, those people do have families. And I'm going to believe, of course, one of the gentlemen that they were on trial for murder for was the manager. I believe he was he? If he wasn't Rich Homie Quan's manager, I believe he was some affiliation with TGI. I can't remember. I want to say I thought he was managing Rich Homie Quan, but if he wasn't, I know he had some type of affiliations with the label. And the gentleman name was Nut. And his mom did an interview like right at the courtroom, and she felt some type of way. Like, she was upset. She was like, yeah, they beat the charges, but we know for a fact that it's crazy that they got away with murder, because she felt like that they actually was the ones who killed her son. And that is sometimes when you talk about people go to court and everybody will celebrate YSL and like, oh yeah, this, that, and the third. And it was kind of like, damn, but the messed up thing about it is they beating charges to real other people. Like, these ain't fake people. Like, they are beating charges. Like, they actually, I mean, were on trial for killing people that other people do know.
What's happening with what's that? Lucci? I mean, the one that they was beefing.
Lucci, I believe he come home, I want to say in January or February. Or not come home, but he will be released to a halfway house. I want to say in January, either January or February. I can't remember.
Was he was on a RICO?
He was on a RICO. They was on their own separate one. So it was a YSL RICO case, and then there was also a YFN Lucci. Yeah, so YFN and YSL. So they both all had their own separate RICO Jones. But some of those charges and some of those cases were going like hand in hand. Some of those things were like a retaliation for this murder and one for that one. So all of them basically will come home. And Young Thug basically reached out to his lawyer and was like, bro, they didn't beat all these charges and all of this then went out the window. Can you try to get some of my probation reduced? But let's be clear. But let's be clear though, Young Thug lawyer did tell him like you shouldn't have took the plea. You could, because he felt like that you could have beat it. Now, of course, I mean, if you Young Thug, you can kind of look at it. You never know how this could have played out. Like you kind of in your mind, you kind of looking at it now. You trying to Monday night quarterback the situation and be like, damn, look at them. They all beat the Chargers. Why I couldn't realistically
just be thankful.
Yeah, I mean, you could be thankful that you out, but shit, you could look at it like nigga, Yak Gaddy out. He ain't got no probation, no nothing. He just a free man.
That's all you might need at a probation. Keep you on.
I mean, you could look at it like that. I mean, I guess it just depends on how you look at it. And other news, shout out to Shabuzi, because Shabuzi kind of realistically, he kind of move up under the radar again, because I sit here and say he doesn't make traditional music that gets talked about crazy in the black community, but he is doing his big one. Like his Spotify listeners and everything has like went up. Like I want to say that his Spotify numbers have went up damn near almost 2,500% from what it was last year. Like let's say his monthly listeners last year was 480 million, which is still a lot. I mean, not 480, 48 million compared to this year is 92 million. So it damn near doubled. From 7.7 million streams to 1 billion streams. Like, nigga, that's like ridiculous. Like, his shit went from, I was listening from 2 million last year to 55 million. Bro, that number and that spike was completely, that's different. Did the Kansas City Chiefs, they end up winning this game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Off the luck. Almost missed the field goal and they bounced in.
Sometimes you can't. I'm with you when saying it's luck, but then some shit it just be like.
No, I'm saying like he was about to miss it. It was the game winner, and it bounced off the upright and went in.
They just
because if you would have missed it, that would have been it.
No, you know the crazy thing is, I feel like they're gonna get to the playoffs and they're gonna end up losing in the first round. Like they gonna have this crazy regular season, and then it's just gonna be like they're gonna make it out. They're gonna make it out of the first, and they'll end up the divisional round and end up playing somebody like Buffalo or the Ravens and end up losing in the first round. And I'm so glad that the Buffalo Bills got their fucking doors blown off this week. Okay, I guess I kind of get to the sad story. I've been kind of dragging my feet with this one. I've been trying to skip around it real quick. Hold on, before I get to it, let me get to. Wait, matter of fact, let me just get to it. Let me get it out of the way. I don't even mean to say it like this. Where's this one at? Is this? Nope, that ain't it. Where's the young
lady? 24-page lawsuit her family filed this summer. It details multiple occasions where her daughter, Kalea, says another student physically assaulted her and called her a roach and a man.
There was no less than 7 to 9 times that I myself personally reached out to the school, and I had the emails, and half the time they didn't respond back, and if they did, it wasn't with anything of any sustenance. There was never any resolution.
Then on March 17th, 2023, Turner says that became a day she will never forget. She found her then 12-year-old daughter hanging from a belt in her bedroom at home.
It was 11:18 p.m. when I found Kalea hanging. They couldn't find a pulse. They couldn't find her heartbeat.
24-page lawsuit, her family, she was in a coma for weeks, ultimately staying in the hospital for 101 days. And now, Kalea requires a trach, feeding tube, and she's nonverbal. She can't lift her arms, legs, or torso, and is completely dependent on her parents to function. WYFF News 4 reached out to Greenville County Schools. They say in part, quote, the district is aware of the allegations made by this parent and has addressed them directly with the parent. We disagree with these allegations and have conducted a thorough investigation and review of each allegation at the time they were made. While we do not agree with the allegations, our hearts go out to Kalea Takora Turner, her mother, and their family. She was in a coma for weeks.
All right, so, I mean, we in here. Feel like we damn near in here having almost a repeated conversation from maybe a month ago now, but it kept like this one kind of went a little bit more extreme than even the story from Waldorf. So I mean, I guess my question, I mean, y'all the parents, so I kind of want to hear y'all opinion on it first. Y'all kind of know how I feel.
Where did the picture came from? The workers?
I don't know.
Because I thought they said somebody They had pictures of her.
Oh, I think somebody has snuck in. I would definitely be suing the school, and it will be an issue. Like
Dude, I mean, but how does the school? I guess how do you prove that the school had any neglect with it?
Because if I have addressed the issue several times and you you ignored it, then that's your proof.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess just
like if you're emailing all the email correspondence, all of that, like I'm gonna have all of that because I'm gonna keep in contact with the school.
Okay, so I guess my pushback, I guess if I'm just gonna play devil's advocate to it, just to get the conversation a little bit more depth, how do you prove? Again, let's say if all of this stuff is true, let's sit here because it seems like the school is trying to sit here and say, all right, yeah, we were aware of, I guess, the bullying, but this act, what happened, didn't take place in school. This was the kid.
It was because of the bullying that went unresolved. If I requested for this to be handled with the parents or whatever, and you denied it, then I'm gonna go. Then I did what I was supposed to do. You failed my child.
But how? I mean, then my question was, how do you prove that though? Like, how do you prove that it was? How do you prove that that's the reason why your child did that? And then two, how do you prove? Yeah, how do you prove that that's why your child did it?
Oh, I'm gonna prove it. I mean, because I know my child. My child, that she was probably happy-go-lucky and everything else. And then when these kids kept bullying her, then you saw the change in her. So I can very much prove that. So I'm keeping correspondence between me and the school, and I'm gonna take legal action against the school.
Do you think that you're a window?
Yes. They don't want this going. You should win. They should win. Yes. I mean, look at the little girl. That's sad.
You know that when that video, when they showing how the little girl is now, that shit is extremely sad. But it's kind of like,
I think it said teachers were even like joining in with it. If I read it correctly, like the teachers was making fun of her as well. They wasn't doing anything to stop the kids. Oh, I'm hitting everybody.
Yeah, see, that's why I thought the pictures came out first, and that's what made her.
No. I guess. I mean, I don't know what the little girl. She looked like. I mean, the pictures that they showed, she looked like the little girl was perfectly fine before her whatever happened, and at the home when she tried to unalive herself. Damn, that's rough though. That's rough as a parent. And then it's because I mean, I'm sure like I get the easy way out is to blame it on the school and blame it on the kids. But then it's kind of still.
Who else you blame it on?
I still feel like the parents got to take a little bit of blame.
No, I'm not at school with my child. I'm dealing with the aftermath of whatever's being done to her, and then I'm going back and forth with the school or whatever the case may be. That's not my fault.
No, I get what you're saying, but
it will be my fault.
My only thing is why I'm sitting here saying why don't the parents should have to take some of the blame is because the act still happened at home.
But I don't. But
it triggered from school.
Whatever was happening.
You didn't feel unhappy at home. It was in school. You going to school. That's when you felt.
All right. Okay. So let's kind of just take it a little bit out of that. But that's kind of almost just sitting here saying like your kid met somebody at school that they wanted to have sex with. You come home and see them having sex with the kid in your bed in your house, and you blame it on. You can't blame it on the school because your kid came home. They met somebody at school and came home and had sex with them.
No, I'm gonna blame it on them because my child was fine until all of this happened. Now, granted, she tried to unalive herself at home. Maybe I didn't know the severity of it. Maybe because kids can hide, like you can notice different changes, but you might not know how severe it is. That's not my fault.
And the reason why I am blaming the school, I want actions with the school, because if I came to you about the situation and you didn't fix it, because like I said, it's an ongoing thing. It wasn't just one day. It was an ongoing thing. So if I'm getting notice about it, and then I'm coming to you to ask you how you're going to deal with it, and you don't result or even come up with a result, then yeah, you are to blame.
You are, because when the kids are in your
hand,
that's your job to protect them and to stop the bullying. It's a zero tolerance.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna take y'all word for that one because I've never had to deal with the back and forth with the school, but I do kind of wonder how
they don't want that to get to the school board. Like I've done that.
I mean, but it's kind of. I mean, it's too late now. It's out there. This on the news.
Too late. Right. So now you have no choice but to address it. You try to sweep it under the rug, but now that it's public and everybody say you're gonna have to address it. Everybody has to be held accountable. Everybody will be held accountable.
I mean, hopefully the story won't get swept under the rug and we can kind of follow it and see how it. I just do think that's just I do think those parents are going to be up a nice little hill because I don't know how do you prove just because it happened at home. Like if she would have did this in school, then I get it. But because it happened at home, and then I don't necessarily know. Like, what if I'm in school and I say, okay, well, the last email y'all sent us, she got bullied a month ago. She hasn't been bullied since then.
You don't know that. The school does not know that. How do they know that? They don't know.
That's the last email you sent me.
But that's the thing. Even still, if I addressed it to you, did you separate them? Did you give her a different lunch so she's not, have to be there? Did you move her to a class, or do you give her? If she's seeing the counselor, the student counselor, did you put those into place? If you didn't even put those into place, then you still whether it was a month ago, because people are triggered, and you never know when they might go, So I feel like I said, even if I was in contact with you, even if it was a month ago, you still don't, you know what I'm saying? Because what if, let's just put it in hypothetically. All right, yeah, I bullied her a month ago. Now you back in class. They with a little boy making the same joke again.
What type of mediation was done? Did we meet with the parents? Like all of that has to be done. That's the school's job to do that. Did they do that? Is a question. If they didn't do it, then it's very much their fault.
I mean, like I said, we're gonna see. I don't necessarily know. I don't have the answers to that one. So I guess we'll try to play that one by ear as close as we possibly can. I guess to lighten up the load a little bit. Always a good little dudes probably shouldn't have a podcast type of clip.
And treatment because you don't like something he did. That's not emotionally intelligent. Being mad at a man because you miss him. That's not emotionally intelligent. Having a problem with a man and waiting to express it until he expresses a problem to you. Like a fucking draw four and Uno. That's not emotionally intelligent, bro. Catastrophizing every issue that a man bring to you because you scared that he finna break up with you. That's not emotionally intelligent. Falling out with your friends because y'all been locked in for forever, and y'all ain't going off. Y'all been locked in for forever, and she ain't come to your birthday dinner. Now y'all not friends no more. I think there's a very small population of emotionally intelligent people. I just don't think that women outnumber men in that population as much as we think that they do.
So of course I've seen people on social media dragging him a little bit, giving him a lot of pushback. Basically, I mean, of course, if you sit here and say women are emotionally unintelligent, with 9 times out of 10 most women feel like that as men, you're going to always get some pushback. I mean, I think the things that he said, I feel like, I mean, you kind of can't disagree with what he was saying, but at the same time, I think when you kind of try to box it in and have a gotcha moment with women, especially on social media, 9 times out of 10 you really ain't going to win, because it's kind of like you barking up a crazy hill that is like, it's too many women that can probably kind of really realistically kind of debunk what you're saying. But I'm sure it's a lot of women who may agree with him, because a lot of women may agree with that last part he said, where it's like, okay, you have a fallout with all your friends because they didn't show up to your birthday. But for most people probably will agree with, like, that is kind of very immature, especially if you're talking about people who supposedly, quote unquote, have a high level of emotion intelligence. So it's kind of just like, yeah, I get it. I understand what he's saying, but it's kind of just like, I see where women will kind of give him some pushback on that one too, because it's like, I mean, I feel like that can kind of go like a two-way street. I don't necessarily know if I can agree or disagree with what he's saying. You got any thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, it's what did he say? Emotionally
intelligent.
Intelligent.
No, he's saying that they
emotionally
not intelligent. Yeah.
Okay, but that comes into play when they try to tell you how they feel and you take it as nagging. Every time they try, or they express their feelings to you.
But I guess what he was saying was that they're not taking it as nagging, but you waited to express yourself and didn't sit here and say nothing until the man was like, whatever let's just say he don't like the way you cook, or you don't never want to come home and cook because you just keep complaining about both of y'all having long work days, but you didn't bring that back up until you told him to fucking take out the trash or something, whatever little miscellaneous argument that y'all may have had, but it only started because realistically it was, you didn't pick that argument until he had something that he was complaining about. So that's why they said the draw 4 thing.
So normal.
So that's what I'm saying. I think realistically, that's why I say I don't necessarily know. That's why I said I feel like that conversation kind of fall flat, because I'm sure you can kind of pick and choose, and you can agree and kind of disagree on that, because I feel like that kind of those topics kind of just be like, it depends on your relationship at the time, because I feel like everybody can kind of experience that. I don't necessarily know if that means you are emotionally intelligent. So I mean, it is what it is with that one.
with whoever you want to sleep with, because you're not going to be sleeping with me. Now, that's not to say, okay, maybe we could kiss, we could cuddle, we can sleep over.
Okay, stop.
I'm talking about when we're dating, when we're way more serious. Listen, Cam, let me tell you, if we get into a space where I choose you and you choose me, while you are sleeping with other women, I'm not sleeping with you.
Okay, but understand this.
Yes.
We grown as fuck. If you come to my house,
Yeah.
or we're in a position of intimacy,
Yes.
and you've already laid the foundation
I'm abstinent.
that's cool. I'm not about to play with myself. I'm not gonna cuddle with you.
Okay.
I'm not about to kiss you.
Okay.
I'm not gonna trigger myself. I'm not gonna play that game.
I hear you.
Because when you're talking to a man who has a lot,
Yeah.
who's been through certain situations, I'm not gonna play this childish game.
I don't
kiss. I do not kiss to cuddle.
I hear you, Cam. I just know
You see what I'm saying?
there's men on your level that do.
Duh.
Sleep.
So, I mean, I'm with Cam on that one. I'm not going to hold you. I do think that is very childish. Nobody's trying to come over, especially at your big age. If you are 30 plus years old, to try to play if we here and we already in the bed, ain't nobody trying to come over just to kiss and cuddle. Like, come on, bro, we grown. Like, stop playing these type of games. If that is the type of time you on, then don't even invite me over to come and spend the night, because it's just like at this point, you just trying to be a tease, and it's kind of corny. You want me to be in my 30s going home with blue balls. Like, that one is, I get what they saying. And again, I believe this lady name is Dr. Sarah. I told y'all, one thing Cam has kind of found himself a nice little, he found him a nice little pocket, and he kind of sticking right into it because he kind of see that this is what's working for him via social media. I do want to give some love to Glorilla, because Glorilla was nominated by Billboard as the #1 female hottest artist on their top 10 2024 hottest female artist list. Female rapper list. So Glorilla was #1, Meg Thee Stallion was #2, Nicki Minaj was #3, Sexy Red was #4, Lotto was #5, Doechii was 6, Doja Cat was 7, JT was 8, Rap City was 9, and Cardi B was 10. I do think Cardi B being 10 is absolutely disrespectful, and I do think realistically, Cardi B being 10 and Doechii being 6, I think that is again why people get a pushback with the Doechii situation.
But that's my thing. But is it really, because you gotta think about it? What did Cardi B really put out?
I'm gonna just go off of the Cardi B features for this year. Let's go real quick while we think about it. Cardi B. Let me go to singles.
Yeah, I think those features was last year, I thought.
She was on the Wannabe jump, so I know that for sure.
Yeah.
What else? Damn, 2024. You might be right, because Bongos even came out in 2023.
Yeah, so I think the features are old.
Wannabe. Yeah, Wannabe. And you know what's so crazy? Yo, Rowdy, what's this nigga name? Rob 49. Rob 49 is funny because that song, that Money on the Floor, the jump he did with Cardi B, because that song didn't do nothing. He ended up doing that same exact song with the young dude. I believe this dude is from Florida. I could be wrong. His name is Skrilla. He spelled his name Skrilla. I could be wrong about him being from Florida, but I think if I'm picking up on the lingo that he was using, I think he's from Florida. But they redid that same exact song and they put it on his project. And I was just laughing when I heard it, John. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Well, Cardi is nominated for a Grammy, I guess, off of this. What is this?
Enough. Yeah,
Enough. Yeah, but that song was trash. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't care about it being nominated. You might be right. Yeah, realistically, all those big features was 2023, John. So yeah, her being 10 maybe might not be crazy. Maybe just seeing her 10 and then just seeing, I ain't even. I guess my only swap if I'm doing Doechii, I can't put her ahead of JT because JT kind of had a hell of a big year.
You shit on JT album.
Yeah, I don't like the album, but she still got big.
But that's
singles.
what I'm saying. But that's why I think I would. But hey, so do Doechii. That Nissan, what's the name? That's why I say I feel
I
like
haven't heard her album, so I don't know. What's the song though? What's this like? What's the
Nissan?
I've heard her talk about the song, but I haven't heard the song. So that's what I'm saying. Like the JT, even me not to like the JT album.
I think you might have heard. You probably just ain't know.
I still know that JT coming. I know how big that song was. Or and it been okay. It's such a okay. Doechii don't got a song bigger than okay, though. Like I hear what you're saying, and it's cool. Like I understand that's my thing, and I think that is
Nissan Altima.
I know I heard her talking about on the Breakfast Club, but I'm just seeing even hearing the name of the song, I still haven't heard the song play. Like I don't like JT's album, but I know for a fact that OK song was huge. Like that, okay. If she could have followed up with okay with another 2 or 3 songs, she would even be even higher on that list. I feel like JT album came, that song was big before the album came, then the album came, then the song just plateaued, and then JT kind of like disappeared. I did see her recently posting something. I think she was dealing with like a death close in the family, and I know she did like 2 different type of tours this year. So yeah, with all of that being said, but I'm just still saying for JT, she started off the year very high, and then it kind of just like, it just went completely silent for her. So like I'm saying, me personally, I don't think Doechii should be higher than JT. And I do feel like Doja Cat should even be higher. Like Doja Cat should be right under Lotto. So, I mean, it's just, like I said, I just do. And I think that, again, that it will be another one of those reasons why I sit here and said the Doechii thing is kind of just, I get it. It feels like it seems so forced. And real quick, just time, because I wanted to wait until we bought into this list. And because when I said, I remember Big Ol' Freak being out when it originally came out, but I really wasn't a huge Meg fan at that time. Like I remember the song. I remember a lot of girls on that song. But then when I was listening to it, after I heard the DJ mix it, then I kind of was listening to it again like a couple of times in the gym today. And I was really something just triggered my brain. And I caught myself. I was about to tweet it. I was about to post it on Thread. And I'm like, hold on, you got to save the cook content and put it on wax first and before you put it into the universe. I don't know if Nicki Minaj got a song that makes me feel like Big Ol' Freak. I feel like a lot of people, even Nicki I don't think Nicki should be number 3 on that. For you talking about 2024, that album came out last year in December. I don't think that Nicki should be number 3 on that fucking Billboard list if I'm keeping it a buck. And I think maybe they trying to tie it into numbers, but yeah, I feel like Sexy Red should be number 3 and Lotto should be 4 and Nicki should probably be 5. And probably, to be honest, I probably would put Nicki a little bit under JT. Like, what's the big Nicki song? And the reason why I said Nicki don't have a song like, and when I say, I think what people give Nicki, of course, a lot of credit because her rapping ability. But again, when I was talking about Drake last week, when we talking about like with Wayne, Miss My Dog, and we talking about Lil Durk and Rod Wave, songs that give you a feeling. When I'm listening to Big Ol' Freak, I'm like, Nicki don't have no song to give me a feeling. Like Nicki can, Nicki can rap her. No. Huh? What Anaconda make you feel like?
No, I'm just saying, but that was a big song, right?
No, but what you mean?
Wasn't it? And wasn't Anaconda big? You said Big Ol' Freak.
No, you're missing what I'm saying. I'm not talking about how big a song is. I'm talking about the feeling of the song.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is saying like when you hear Big Ol' Freak, big, like it just kind of just make you. It's the song just got a vibe. It got a taste. It got a pace to the joint where it kind of make you feel like, all right, cool. Now when I'm listening to it and then I'm replaying it in my brain, like how girls was really becoming a Meg fan because of that song. Like what's the Nicki song that make girls really feel away? Like even when you sit here saying like when I'm talking about just like when you sit here saying like why Glorilla had such a big year, because all of those Glorilla songs made girls feel a certain way. Like they couldn't wait until Friday came. Like during the summertime, every Friday girls could not wait to sit here and say it's 7 p.m. Friday. I ain't got no nigga, ain't no nigga. Like they could not wait to use that junk every Friday when it's fucking 100 and something degrees outside during the summertime. I remember the running joke on social media was like, damn, ever since Glorilla dropped that song, it's been 100 something degrees every day. So that's what I'm sitting here saying. Like when I'm talking about Nicki, like yeah, Nicki can rap. Nobody can argue that. You can argue that she's the greatest rapper of all time. But I'm talking about feelings. When you hear a Nicki Minaj song, what's a feeling did that song actually make you feel like? Like what's an emotion did that song kind of make you trigger? Like when I'm sitting here, I catch myself every time, like I be like, and it just be like, bro, this shit, you can't tweet this out because it's just so gay, and it's gonna be, you can't even, it's no such thing as taking it out of context. But when I'm listening to the lyrics of the Glorilla Joe, and when she gets to her second verse after Sexy Red Joe, and she be like, I'm thick as Coachella, that know for a fact that make girls feel a certain way. Like you want to post that and retweet that all the time. Like what's it like? Nicki she be barring and she got catchy bars and punchlines that make men like squeeze their face up like, oh, Nicki can rap her ass off, but still it don't have like, yeah, you can rap, but that shit don't mean nothing. Like what's a feeling? I can't use this as a feeling. Like a girl is thick and she feel like, damn, I'm thick as shit. And when she say I'm feeling like I'm thick as Coachella, like girls gonna feel that shit. When she sit here and say I can, when she sit here and say I can wear.
So what about so that's why I'm so even like the Everybody joint like that.
She ain't say shit on it. Like this is just a sample. We talked about this a million times. It's
but you said but that's what I'm saying. So is it you saying that Nicki can't rap, but her songs are not? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like because I mean, even when you think about Super Bass or something like that, like I feel like that might be her big record that
No, you missing what I'm saying. I'm not saying she don't. I'm definitely not saying Nicki don't got big records, because then when you talk about big records, that's when you're gonna bring up the numbers, and that's why she gonna always be on somebody's list. But
when you say I feel it, but if listening to super bass make people feel like, oh damn, this is a happy, you know what I'm saying, like that make people have a feeling. See, that's why I'm just figuring like you probably looking at it from the black standpoint, like, oh, all right, Meg got super big old freak, but if super bass make people put like, oh damn, I love listening to super bass, I always listen to super bass. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but I don't like. Even if
that's what I'm saying. Because if you using the culture
music on here, but we just not for screw the culture. If we just screw the culture, if just and pause, this is like because it sounds crazy. It's two men trying to break this down. But if I'm thinking about, I can't even remember how super bass come on, but it's like boom, 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 boom. Like think about that. Think about the super bass. Okay, boom, 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 boom. That little whatever high pop ass song, and then compare that to Big Old Freak, and like this. Think about, even as a man, what song would you want to see a girl dance to? Would you want to see a girl dance? Well, I don't care, white, black, Spanish, whatever, it don't matter, whatever the race of the woman is. Just close your eyes for all the men listening right now, and you think of you super basic, whatever, how that little song feel. Would you rather see a woman dance to that, or would you rather see Big Old Freak? Freak, however that song go, that Big Old Freak, I know, like I can close my eyes and can virtually damn near picture a woman dancing very seductive, very sexual to this song, because it make her feel like a big old freak. And if she is a freak, she can champion her inner freak when this song come on. What do super bass make you feel like? Some stupid shit on Target. Like I'm in Target, and it's so crazy because I remember when she went crazy on Rosenberg because she was supposed to perform at Summer Jam, and he sit here and said, "Who want to hear this fucking pop ass song?" And she went absolutely nuts on him. Like that fucking video go viral all the time of her just blacking out on Rosenberg. But realistically, I remember him even tweeting that shit a couple of days ago, and when he was going on Andrew Schultz. And he tweeted that out a couple of days ago, and he was just like, bro, I don't care if y'all don't like my opinion or you try to throw the I'm white. Certain shit I be right about. And I was right about super bass, because Nicki Minaj, I remember her recently doing an interview, I think with Joe Budden, when she did the Joan with Joe Budden, and she was sitting here saying how much she hate performing super bass now. So that's my point. It's just like, yeah, song wise, we just going, I think moving into 2025, I hope we can take away the numbers part, because if you do take away the numbers part with Nicki, I think a lot of the Nicki conversation, it died down a little bit, because I don't think Nicki Minaj music give people actual feelings. Because I think a lot of times when we have the Nicki conversation, the first thing people want to throw up is her numbers. Of course, yeah, crazy numbers, but how do it really make us feel when we listening to it? And I'm a Nicki fan. I appreciate good raps. Nicki has had verses where she smoked every man on the song. So we're not taking and saying Nicki can't rap, but I'm talking about actual feelings, because I said the same thing about Drake last week. Like, what's the feeling when I'm listening to certain songs?
But then that's why I think that's why I say when you look at it, you look at her lyric wise, and because even what's the damn, my name is Gucci, that joint. But it's not good. But see,
no, yeah, but that's just so long. So yeah, that would be cool. But dog, think about how long ago in her catalog that is. You talking about, nigga, that was like, nigga, that's almost 15 years ago.
But that's
the beginning of Nicki's career.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I just feel like she might have bars, lyrics that make you feel some type of way, or you were like, damn, yeah, when I hear
that is a good comparison though. That probably is the best comparison, to be honest. If you see him saying, what's a Nicki song that hear and girls go crazy when they hear it, especially if we talk about cultural wise, black culture wise. Yeah, my name is Susie. When she rap on that joint with Gucci, and she on Slumber Party or Shopping Spree, them jumps, yeah, absolutely. That Slumber Party verse from Nicki Minaj with Gucci, man, go absolutely crazy, and women will rap it word for word all the time. People get hype anytime Nicki Itty Biggie Piggy jump come on. Yes, people gonna rap it and go crazy because Nicki rapped her ass off on that song. But still, I'm talking about just that raw emotion that make women feel like a woman, feel sexy, feel hype, like that shit. Like even Sexy Red, we talking about get it sexy, get it, like, just if you looking at how women get hype and how just aggressive they feel about themselves when some of those songs come on. And I'm just kind of thinking of when I'm looking at Nicki on this list, I'm like, but she don't give them girls that type of feeling. Like people, like Nicki is still on those lists because she's Nicki Minaj, and because none of these girls can sell out tours like Nicki, or none of these girls can't put up first week numbers like Nicki. But that's the only thing that's keeping her in the conversation. It's literally just numbers. If we eliminate the numbers and we start to talk about just a raw emotion on how people feel about the music, I don't necessarily know if we keep Nicki as such a high talked about piece if we eliminate the numbers. That's just my only thing. Like I'm just sitting here saying, people, you can listen to it. I'm with you. Cool if you want to throw in Slumber Party with Gucci Mane featuring Nicki Minaj, and cool, maybe. But I still will put out Big Ol' Freak and kind of will ask people, what's the Nicki Minaj song that give you that same type of feeling? Where especially if you're a man and you listening to me right now, you can close your eyes. This Nicki song come on, and you kind of know if I'm looking at the vibe of the women in the room compared to Big Ol' Freak. What's the Nicki Minaj song that can compete with that? I don't know if she got one. Off the top of my head, just kind of throwing it out there. And I literally thought about this on my way here, and I'm keep listening to Big Ol' Freak, and I'm like, yeah, this song just make you feel different. And I kind of was just mad. Like I wasn't even really into Meg when this song came out because I know for a fact what women was doing to this song. Like even her little documentary that she had on Amazon, like even when she was like building up her career, she was performing that song. Like they was going so crazy to that song. So it's just something to think about. It's just a different conversational piece to kind of throw out there. I do want to kind of run through all my jumps to see if did I hit all my talking pieces or at least played all my clips. We talked about T.I. We talked about Boss Man D-Lo. Shout out to Boss Man D-Lo because he was
breaking news. We're about to put Big Zah on SportsCenter. Just in on SportsCenter at night, Port Toronto's own Mr. Beat the Road, Mr. Too Slippery, the biggest boss man D-Lo, is dropping his debut album, D-Lo Curry, December 13th. Now, when you think about the skill set you want from a young star, he's really the whole package. He's got finesse, he's real slippery, he's a top-notch pressure player all the way. We got breaking news.
To me, that is, I'm not gonna lie to you, that was fire though. That's a great promo.
How about that? It was actually on SportsCenter, or that was like he doing it for like.
He doing that for his album. His album do come out this Friday, December 13th, and he do got again.
So it wasn't the actual SportsCenter.
No, they did it on SportsCenter because
it was an actual interview on SportsCenter.
I want to say shit. Big Perk was there. I want to say it was a
SportsCenter, baby. D-Lo, yeah, in the building, doing it big. Hey. Somebody told me behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to be adding Perk in one of his songs. I don't know how true it is, you know what I'm saying, but that's what I was told. Sports.
So like I said, I don't necessarily know. They could have just absolutely just did this maybe just for a promo jump because I don't watch SportsCenter. Like that should come on either late at night or come on like in the middle of the day when I ain't in the house. So I don't watch SportsCenter. So I don't want to sit here and lie and say I seen it on TV with my actual two eyes, but I mean, the clip that they showing is just like off the camera. So I don't even know if it's just off of this or how it's going, if they're going to play it out. He going to use this as a clip on his album.
Like
but
a rollout. That's right.
Maybe just, but it's still fire to me. It's still just a point, especially if you listen to Boss Man D-Lo music, he used a lot of like sports punchlines. Like he used a lot of sports punchlines. So it makes sense for him to kind of, even his SportsCenter song, like they played that shit on ESPN and they used him and brought his name up a couple times on different little clip on different ESPN shows when they doing, especially SportsCenter when they be doing the highlights. So, that kind of do make sense. So I'm not necessarily mad at that. Now, to me, that's a fire rollout. That's not gonna lie. I am looking forward to listening to Boss Man D-Lo project this Friday when it come out. I wanted to play this clip. This shit was funny. Oh my god.
And you got to say R.I.P.
Who? Oh, Geraldo.
And when if you say something gay, like don't know like you.
LGBTQ.
Or you got to preface it before. If you know you're going to say some gay shit, you got to say no homo. Say the gay shit and then pause it at the end.
I thought you said no homo after.
No.
Pause is after. No homo.
Can you give me an example?
Okay, so like, dude, I'm fucking loving Cameron and Mace. Pause. But
right, you got it, and I got to catch it before he paused.
Yeah.
Right.
Do it again.
Oh, I gotta be like this. No homo. Pass me them balls. Those meatballs. No homo.
No homo.
And then when I say balls, before they get to no homo, if I say, yo, you gotta first thing you gotta have the foresight to know pause. You gotta do it, and you can't take more than 3 seconds to say pause because that makes you homo.
The quicker the pause, the less gay.
But is this?
Yeah. But then you gay if you knew the pause before it even got to that point.
But why do you even have to say? Is this
like if you mid sentence like the meatball pause? You like, yo, you was waiting for the balls.
Cameron's throwing a quick pauses every time.
I'm like, how you
say
know?
for a pause?
But why do you have to even qualify that you're not gay? Is it because you're right?
Because we're black.
Why?
We're black and we're built and born homophobic.
But why are people confused? Is it because you're wearing a white cashmere hoodie?
Pause. I'm just saying. Pause.
Homo.
Pause.
What are
shout out to Donnell Rollins. What else did we have? What was this? Is this?
Well, let me ask
so
you a
what is Neo to you?
That was the already played that. Neo don't already played this one.
If you don't understand the difference between like a good wig and a bad wig, we not gonna work out. I think that's a disorder. And then two, she probably got a bad wig.
Jim, that's all I'm gonna say to you. Don't be talk about wigs and you need to go to the gym.
I don't lost a little weight, man. It's okay. It's cool.
That's what I'm saying. You worry about wigs, you should be worried about the gym and the diet and other things like that. I just feel like, once again, if you're gonna be focused on aesthetics, you should be aesthetically pleasing.
That's cool.
And I'm mad that I'm mad that I played that last. I do want we can leave off of this clip, but I totally agree with what she's saying, and that is something that I think about so much when it's just like I believe that it's so important, and I think a lot of people don't understand. I think that goes to man and women. If you're going to be somebody who is going to be viciously, verbally aggressive about how people look, especially via social media or when you talk about dating people or how you judging people, your physical aesthetics personally got to be up to par, from your outfits to the way you look, your hygiene, all of that got to be up par. You cannot be talking crazy or being super like your stand. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of times I be looking at people like when they talk crazy like in the Insta story, and I be like, bro, like, when the last time you even got on a scale or been honest with yourself in the mirror? And I ain't sitting here saying that, but I still be thinking that shit. Like, you can't talk crazy and call niggas broke and the you biggest shit. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, you can't sit here and want me to come to the table financially stable and you on some free willy shit. That's just my only thing. I'm kind of with him with the wig shit. Like, that shit make or break. Like, I swear to God, dog, it's the wig shit be like, I swear, like the way your hair lay out. And I'm gonna tell you a perfect example that we had this conversation. I'm sure people who watch, if you watch the Joe Budden podcast or if you just follow Melissa Ford, bro, her hair selection is not up to par for the way her fucking big ass forehead is shaped. Nobody never gonna say it because it's fucking Melissa Ford, but bro, I'm gonna say it because my fucking homegirl rocked her to bed and kind of completely stole the wave of that whole shit. So I'm cool with saying that. So I'm just looking at her like, bro, she just aged like dog shit. Like, she looked crazy because of the choice of the wigs. It'd be just like, bro, you got this big ass forehead and your wig sit back like a fucking Scully. Me and the homegirl had this conversation every time we see a fucking video of Melissa Ford. I'm like, bro, why nobody don't help this lady with her fucking hair, dog? Because her shit literally be like, bro, like she got a hoodie on. Like the way my hoodie be hanging on, like that's literally how her wig start with her fucking junk. Like, bro, she look crazy. So what he's saying is just God honest truth, but he do look crazy. Like this nigga do got a gut with a fucking button-up shirt tucked into his pants. Like, nigga, you look nuts. Like you can't sit here and try to like slam dunk on a brow with her wig and you still got a belly. Like some shit you got to keep to yourself, dog, until you get your shit right.
But the wig shit, are you just because you sold them? You know the difference type, or do it really?
I still don't know the difference now because I feel like it is elevated so much. Like when I was selling hair, it ain't to the level of what they got going on now today with the. I would be out of the blue. I wouldn't know. Like, and it been so long. I wouldn't.
No, that's what I was asking. Like, would that make? Is that why you pay more attention to it because of that? That's
no.
like,
I think when a bad wig is a bad. Like you can see it. Like you don't have to. You don't got to know. You don't got to know the difference between a bad wig and like a good junk. Like you could tell, like, you know, so it is messed up.
But it's like, well, even when you say Melissa Ford, but like, is it because it's not adjusted right? Like, or you just saying it's just the quality is bad?
I think it's just not adjusted right. She just don't pick the right jumps for her head type. It's
so is that really a bad wig, or just somebody didn't tell you to fix it right?
I'm gonna tell you what it's just like. It's just like. Okay, perfect example. Like even for men that go bald, I think some men know like I got a good head that can be a bald head, and some niggas know I gotta keep a hat on. Like I may rock a baldy, but I still gotta have a hat because I know I don't got the head for that. Like I know for a fact my forehead just look crazy. Like I be like even where I put my hats at is where I wish like I had a Paul George hairline. Like sometimes you have to know what work for you and what don't work for you. Like you gotta be able to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Like as a man, most men, if you look at a nigga like Paul George, you be like, damn, I wish I had a Paul George hairline because Paul George got a hairline like he don't never need a hat on because that nigga got a good hairline. Like his shit literally like he damn near got a hat on. I can't say Jalen Rose now because he put so much goddamn spray in his hair. But Jalen Rose back in the day, yeah. But I'm talking about like right now, Paul George is the perfect example that most men wish they had a hairline like Paul George. But niggas that don't got it, that's why niggas play around with that. Niggas will think about you got a bald head and you keep a hat on. Because you know for a fact I don't got a head that's shaped for fucking bald head, but I ain't got no. I just cut it off because realistically, nigga, my hairline was receiving. What am I hanging on for, nigga? Everybody look at Stephen A. Smith and you can see Stephen. If you got two eyes, nigga, Stephen A. Smith has a horrible hairline, but he won't go bald because he on ESPN. They won't even let him put a hat on. Like if I'm Stephen A. Smith, instead of worrying about getting an nigga, I'm trying to get on my shit like Paul. What's my man name? Pat McAfee. Like nigga, let me get up where to get on ESPN every day with a hat on or something. Cause nigga, that's the butt of most people jokes when come to Stephen A. Smith is nigga, it's his fucking hairline.
I don't even think he'd look right with that hat on.
He might. It depends if he get the right hat. Because guess what? Even when you talk about hats, that's certain shit. Like some of them, certain hats fit niggas' heads differently. That's why some niggas like dad hats or some niggas like Scully's. Because it just, you have, again, when you're talking about all this stuff, it depends on how your head is shaped. And you got to be able to be honest. And you might have to have a couple dollars to figure it out. Like, what look better on me? Like certain hats may not sit right. Certain hats may not look right on camera if the camera is up close on, like especially even for when we record these shows, because the camera's so close to me. Like beanies look better than fucking like if you just wore a regular snapback or a dad hat. Like some of them jumps just don't fit right. Like you got to kind of figure it out for yourself. I forgot we got so late into this. I didn't even get to talk about Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch is an idiot. So for people that don't know what happened to Roddy Ricch basically had a storage unit, and I guess he let the storage unit go up. And a YouTuber, I guess his bag is kind of like his content that he really create he buys storages. It's like the storage war, like the TV show. I don't know what channel will come on, but I know that is a huge genre on TV, storage wars. People buy certain jumps to try to figure out where they find cool stuff. So he found Roddy Ricch's Grammy award in it. And just for Roddy Ricch, realistically, I got this clip I can kind of play it? Yeah, I do.
Roddy Ricch. There's no way this was his freaking Grammy. Roddy Ricch Grammy? Was this his freaking locker? Did we just find Roddy Ricch's locker?
What is it for?
Yo. Oh my God. He didn't give me anything else, but I don't even know what to say. This is priceless. The recording of Calvin Christian. I just found the Roddy Ricch's storage unit. 5x5. He left me some goodies in here. I guess so, because I don't know. A recording of Roddy Ricch, people best rap performance with Nipsey Hussle and Hit Boy, 2019. Look at this.
Once we received the news that the kid had the Grammy and everything, we get on the phone with him immediately. We found the video at like 1,000 views, called him immediately, you know what I mean, and like offered him something, but he was basically saying like the money we was on ain't shit, you know what I mean? I'm like, bro, I got like 10 bands for you or whatever. He like, man, that ain't shit. I want 50,000. First he asked me for an AP, then he asked for 50,000, and he wasn't, you know. So it never was about, oh, you know what I mean, we're gonna do it on just the strength of trying to get it back to you and all that type of shit. It was more so about a nigga trying to get clout off of it, or a nigga trying to basically extort me for $50,000. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we went through that. He told me to go to sleep and wake up on it, or go to sleep on it, think about it, right? So, you know, and this is something that's sentimental.
Can't be that.
Once we received the news that the kid had the Grammy.
That's my biggest thing.
Can't be that sentimental.
To Roddy Ricch. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hear you, Roddy Ricch, and it sound cool, whatever the case may be. But it can't be that sentimental to you, because the 10 things that made run through my head. You don't have no family member that got a stable home. Cool, because his excuse, I think, of another clip he was saying, I seen on the internet, and he was basically saying he'd be moving back and forth from LA to Miami. Nigga, your mom, I know, just because I listen to interviews, you and your mom do a lot of business in real estate and coming up with, your mom has a home. I know your mom gotta have a home. Why not leave the Grammy at your mother's house if you don't have a stable home for yourself? Like, if you're cool, if you move back and forth to certain places, sometimes you live in LA, sometimes you live in Miami, you don't want to lose it. And then this is my only thing is, nigga, why the fuck are you allowing the junk to run up? Why that shit not paid off for however many months or years? Like, that don't make no sense to me.
I mean, I get you probably forgot about it.
You can't forget about no shit like that. Now with no Grammy in it. No, Marcus, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying
the storage unit.
No, of course. You can't forget about a storage unit that you got a Grammy in. You ain't about to win another one, nigga. Like, that's not making like you got a bunch of these.
But see, that's not to his defense. Let's just say, all right, yeah, I moved, so let me put everything in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, Like, I didn't think about it, and then I totally forgot that I put all that in there. So I get it. If you telling me you moving back and forth from LA to whatever and all that, just that could have easily happened if, you didn't pay no mind. Like I put it in this storage and I totally forgot all about it.
I mean, I hear you, but it's just like, no, I don't. I'm me personally. If that was me, I'm sorry. It's no way in hell I'm putting my I ain't putting my Grammy in no storage unit, dog. Maybe clothes, shoes, cool, but I'm not putting a Grammy, dog. No, that shit will go to whoever in my family that I'm close to got a stable home. I'm putting that Grammy there. And this is the Grammy that this is the only Grammy that Nipsey Hussle won. Like y'all won this together. That's
what
your
else,
first.
What
and
else
only
did he
jump.
get out of that?
A bunch of clothes and shit.
Oh, he didn't show.
Yeah, that was it. He got like some t-shirts, like some chrome heart stuff and some other, like it was clothes. Literally, that was the only important thing. Like if he would have found that and literally that Grammy wasn't in there, I'm 100% positive Roddy Ricch would not have gave a goddamn if he would have just found some clothes.
Well, you just ain't pay that man the money now. Especially if it mean that much to you.
I think he ended up giving it a jump back. I think they end up meeting at like a police something or stuff. But still, if I'm like Roddy, to me, that just whole story is just like, if that award really meant that much to you, like you got to start moving better like that. And then shout out to Roddy Ricch. He did put out a new single. It was cool. It was more like on an R&B type of bag. But it was straight though. It wasn't a bad jump. Like it was something that I could listen to like a couple times. Like it wasn't a bad jump. I meant to play this.
Your boy put out a song too. That's why I was wondering, was it a rollout? Khalid.
Oh yeah, see, I don't never go on no other side besides the rap music side. So if it ain't somebody that I listen to like on R&B, or if I don't see a bunch of people talking about it, I never get to it. Before I get out of here, of course I'm going to show my girl some love. I meant to Ben play this shit like 2 weeks ago.
What happened to your cousin that used to work with you? Because she had the tea for me every time I came up in here.
Girl, let me tell you what she did. I had a customer come in to get her nails done for this catering event. So I gave her my card to go get supplies. Next thing I know, she came back with glitter press-ons instead of acrylic, filled her gas tank up, and got sushi catered for her car club. In this economy?
See, that's why I don't even play with my money like that. I know exactly when, where, and most importantly, how my coin is being spent.
See, I need to get on that because she had me way over budget that week. And my client left with them shiny press-ons that didn't even fit her nail beds.
Look at you, putting in work. You a hustler. Look at your calendar, booked and busy. So you got to know where your money is and that it's safe when you're growing your business. And I'm definitely not coming over here for no press-on.
I've been trying to tell her that. What? Girl, you official now and professional. That means securing your funds because the dollars are coming in abundance, baby.
I heard that. I'll get it together.
And you got me together. I still think you should bring your cousin back.
Well, I think you should go back to letting Shirley with the shaky hands do your nails.
You know what? You're right. I'm going to shut up because you're embarrassing me in front of the company.
You don't even live here.
So, I'll be over here. So what's the workout plan? Angel, you be running?
Girl, you don't even want to know.
Again, shout out to Cash App, shout out to Angel Reese, and we are here each and every Tuesday. Like, share, and subscribe. Again, for people who made it this far in the episode, of course, again, we what did I say? Neil's funeral is that is Tuesday, December 17th. The viewing is 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and the service starts at 11 a.m. and the service is at the City of Praise. Of course, the City of Praise is right next to the Redskins Stadium for people who is not familiar or familiar with the area. And again, like I said, we here each and every Tuesday. Be careful, be mindful. It is the holiday season, and especially be careful when you're out driving around. Just pay attention. Don't be super aggressive on the horn. All of that stuff kind of go into place when I say here. So give people just a little bit more grace when you out and about, because I'm sure it's a lot of people on the edge. Just a lot of people out here buying gifts that they feel like they can't afford to buy, but they got to buy because of just the pressure of the holidays. I think that is probably one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of Christmas as much, because especially if you don't have kids and it's just that you almost feel like you can't even see people on Christmas Day if you don't have a gift for them. And that's the kind of the messed up part. I think that's why a lot of people, so many people kind of like Thanksgiving a lot more than they do Christmas, because it's not as much pressure on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, really, so you got to show up with, maybe put up on some food, show up with some drinks or something, and it is what it is. But the gift thing, it make it a lot more stressful. So like I said, please be careful when you out and you're driving about. Don't go so crazy on beeping the horns with people, because you don't want that to be the reason somebody fucking crash out on you just because you can't lay off the fucking horn. Like, give yourself some time, give people some time, give people some grace when you're moving around. And realistically, I mean, what's this? You're gonna hear this probably on the 11th. Y'all Gotta be careful. You better get on them gifts in pretty order. You probably got like a week. What you got? Like, yeah, you got like a week runway. So if you're trying to order something from Temu or Shein or any of these places, you better get the order in this week because you're gonna be pushing it if you try to order it next week. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't necessarily know if it's gonna be there for you. And y'all better run. Matter of fact, you better really run your Shein stuff up before Trump get in there because he told y'all he gonna start putting that extra taxes on the Chinese people. So again, like we hear each and every Tuesday.